So, welcome viewers new and returning to Saviours RPG, our weekly Dungeons & Dragons stream for this episode 4 of our current story, Patchwork. We're glad you're all here and thank you for sharing a little bit of your Sunday with us. Hopefully you'll be entertained by our antics. If you don't already follow us here on Mixer, I'd be really appreciated if you hit the follow button. And we also have links to our Twitter and our Discord and our YouTube and all other such things below the stream. We'll read out any new followers at the end of the stream, but any support is greatly appreciated. We currently are adventuring in our new home-brewed campaign, I'll put my teeth back in, called Bitha Rioban, or as its inhabitants usually refer to it as the Ribbon. So, without further ado, before I do a wee brief overview of our last episode, players. We will have a Terrorblades, but work schedules at the moment mean that he can't get at the beginning of the stream, so he should join randomly at some point in the not too distant future. But Emeros, do you want to kick us off today and introduce yourself and your character?
Absolutely. Hello everyone, I'm Emeros and I play the human swashbuckling bard, Silver Eye Marion.
Indeed. Thank you very much. Mr. Jabberwocky?
Hi, I'm Jabberwocky. I think I broke my toe yesterday, and it hurts a lot. I play Erithea, the Warlock of the Veil.
As ever, just the absolute epitome of energy and dynamism, but thank you for getting up at a stupid time in the morning to play with us. And Dobro.
Hello everyone, I'm Dobro and I play Grashtar, and he is a fighting orc who nearly died last week, pretty badly. So there's that. So we'll see if he's learned anything from his mistakes. Probably not. And I'll just give a quick, this is Terra's character, Morin Gallic, and he is a strange old man who has magical powers.
I think he's actually told you he's a wizard, so I think you actually know he's a wizard.
Well, then he's a wizard.
Harry.
Jesus,
too obvious.
You're channeling Hagrid there. I like it.
Beard's got a little bit to go before I'm quite Hagrid.
One day.
Got the voice. Anyway, last episode, I should really do a test to see how much you actually remember, but especially when we've had a week off.
I remember your monster, you sick fuck.
I've got plenty more of them up my sleeves.
Gross.
And they're falling out because I don't have sleeves. Last episode, the party learned some information from the slightly crazy old gnome that they're staying with at the moment, called Hermir, and he told them of strange happenings in his mine. Firstly, that small woodland creatures had started appearing, and then they had turned into larger creatures, sort of rabbits and pheasants and things to begin with, and then it turned into deer and boar and stuff. And he saw something slowly carefully extracting bits and pieces from a manticore deep into his mine. And he was frozen in place with fear for, I think he said, a couple of hours in the shadows, and it moved off eventually deeper into the mine, having retrieved obviously what it wanted to, and he ran out of the mine and has never been inside it since. After hearing his story, the party had carefully entered the mine, and they find the remains of the aforementioned manticore, along with the other strange woodland creatures, although they seem very mundane, but why they are deep in a mine is still not known at this point. And they also find what seems to be a makeshift camp, but quite large in nature, as in the bed and the slight sort of structure is quite large. And it's here that they encounter these horrendous creatures that Dombro sort of was referring to. Forms that have been crafted out of bricks of flesh. And although these were defeated, it was not an easy task, and the fight definitely hung in the balance a couple of times. But through your investigation of their sort of remains, you think that they have at least partially been created using some of the parts of the hill giants that you initially came across 2 or 3 days ago. And you made your way back out of the mine, and you were taking a long rest. So as we start today, the party are awoken to the sounds of Hermir bustling about, setting a fire in the stove and preparing coffee and breakfast. So you have had the effects of a long rest, so you're all back to full health, all the usual things. And for the viewers, the party has also leveled up since the last episode as well. So you're all now a bustling level 6.
Which for some of us is a big deal.
Yes, absolutely. I should have asked this before, but any queries about your levels up? Are all quite comfortable with that in place and everything like that? I would expect you all to be. You've all done it so many times because I am a munificent and generous DM that throw levels about willy-nilly because it means I get to play with bigger creatures.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is nothing to do with you being kind to us.
No.
Yeah.
You're just giving us a fighting chance, that's all. Ish.
It just allows me to take the bigger tools out of the box, that's all.
Yeah.
Right, so who do you think, whoever comes first, you can all come to a wakingness at the same time, whatever. But I think probably Hermir clattling the kettle and filling it up and putting the kettle on and chucking logs in the fire probably wakes you all up about the same time. Very chill in the air. As soon as you wake up, you feel that there has been quite a reduction in the temperature. You can all actually see your breath in the air. Not frosting, but it's cool enough that you can see your breath in the air, which is significantly colder than the day before.
Morning, everyone. How did you? Hey. So.
It got really cold last night.
And I think that Hermir goes, "Oh yes, we've actually had a fall in the snow. We're high up in the mountains here. It probably doesn't go much far below here, but."
I dreamt a good dream last night of battle.
And he just, Grashtar just sort of flexes a little bit.
You would think you would not want to think about that because you were almost dead.
As they say, almost never made the baby.
I don't get it.
Never heard that one either.
Well, it's probably just a... Never mind.
Explain it.
Anyway, you were saying it has snowed. I have never seen the snow. Not much.
Well, just open the door. You can see it. It's about just half an inch or so. It's not a lot.
Yeah. He opens it up. It's quite alien to him.
And you can see the way... I think, actually, make a perception check, Grash.
Okay.
You see the monster. It's right in front of you.
Yes.
The rest of you see is Grash's head just tumbles back into the building. No.
15.
15. I think the thing that you see is very unnatural for Grash, and he has only been in the more colder.
He has been
lands.
on icy peaks. He has done that. However, it's more that it was cold and arid than snow packed. Yeah. So
absolutely.
It is always strange to him anyway.
But I think there's two things that you know. Is one, although you put your feet in it. It's not a lot. It's like half an inch, but it's evening out so that the ground where you saw it before was all sort of higgledy-piggledy and rocks and stuff. It's all just slightly smooth, like someone's laying a blanket over it. And there's also a very perceptible, especially to you with that, change in the noise, because everything is just slightly deadened and duller. And I think, especially with Grash's character, you would instantly understand that probably be easier for you or for other things to sneak about.
First things first, Erithea opens the door and crunches their boot into the fresh snow to make that nice new crunch sound that everyone values. Fresh snow.
It's almost like squeaking.
The crack. It's like.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, shut the door again.
Yeah. The Grashtar's. He was sort of, as Erithea comes out, he'd be like,
Might be good or bad for us.
Marion steps out as well and walks about a bit, breathes in the fresh air. And, well, it's been quite a long time since he experienced snow, as it's not very common where he grew up. So it's a nice feeling.
And I think here, Mir, he just continues saying, I take it some scrambled eggs and a little bit of, well, slightly stale, moldy bread, but I'll heat it up so it'll be okay, and some coffee will be okay for your breakfast. And do you think it's safe for old Hermir to start mining again? Because I'm down to my last few bits of gold.
Well, I gave you 50 gold last time, so you should have more than you think.
Well,
or maybe you forgot. But then again...
I know, but...
Well, we cleared out whatever... Sorry. Sorry.
I understand, and I do appreciate it, but it doesn't last long.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
Does anyone remember...
Cleared out whatever we found inside the cave. There's a lot of corpses in a big pile down. For a very deep part, I guess you could say.
Corpses. Okay, well, I'll maybe just block that bit off and try and find another vein that goes in another direction. And just leave that. I don't really find that. No. Yeah. Okay. He just sort of gets a bit distracted and goes back to starts cracking eggs.
This is probably just having the week missing. So it's not coming straight to my head. Did we have something to follow on when we last left off?
No, I believe we didn't.
The things that you had from the last time are there was a shaft going up from inside the mine, so there's something further up the mountain potentially to go and look at that may or may not have anything. And I think the other thing, which wasn't a direct sort of let's go there, but it was starting to put two and two together, that some of the creatures that you found dismembered and with bits missing are obviously being crafted into other creatures somehow. And I'm pretty sure Moore put this together, but I'll give you, even if he didn't, he was almost like, maybe we can find a trail of them that might lead somewhere if we don't have a specific other trail to follow.
So it would sort of stand to reason that, like, further up the mountain there be something, even if it's just clues towards something more concrete.
Well, that shaft, the one thing that you all did with the investigation is when you looked up, you definitely saw that something had leaped up and then sort of leaped sort of side to side because there was things and gone out that way as well. And that's where because remember, one of you got hit by 1d4 bludgeoning damage when a rabbit fell in your face. So that's where the woodland creatures have been coming from.
I believe that was Facets.
They've been falling down the shaft that was unnaturally created.
We're not going messing with the shaft anyway.
I mean, only if someone asks politely.
I knew that was coming.
Sorry.
Yes, well. So, there we are.
So to go to the mine, climb up the shaft, figure out what the heck's going on.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
I could probably climb the shaft, but I'm not convinced everyone here could.
Probably not.
Hermir goes, "What shaft? I don't have any shafts in there. I always make sure it's just in a gentle, gradual incline."
Made by the beast.
What? I thought you said it was safe in there.
It is.
I never said that.
We said it's probably fine to mine. Doesn't mean that it's not got a giant hole in the ceiling.
That is true. That's two completely different things.
And he just sort of shakes his head and he goes back to the pan rattling. You can see now is more about him just grumping a little bit rather than actually making breakfast at the moment. It's just while he's thinking in his head.
You old one.
Yeah?
What?
Oh no, this one, the small old one.
Got it.
Do you know a safe path to travel up further?
I think you go a wee bit, maybe half a mile to the downward. Yeah, you'll find the cliff behind the shack sort of, it evens out a bit, and the slopes are a little bit more passable, but a bit slippy and slidey in this snow, so it might be a wee bit dangerous, but the inclines aren't treacherous.
Very
What
well.
are you implying? We go over the top to find where the hole is?
I'm suggesting that whatever made the hole may have left clues up higher.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
You are able to climb a mountain.
Yeah, totally.
Marion, is this sarcasm?
He looks over. Nope, can't tell.
I see.
I'm good at climbing mountains.
Okay, well, if
That,
you are...
that, however, was sarcasm.
Oh,
Yeah, you got it.
I saw
It is
that.
fine. I had the backup plan.
Very well.
Backup plan.
I was going to send my pixie into the mine, to the shaft, up the shaft, and look around the hole.
Again, we might have a bit of a time issue.
I mean, can you fly 60 feet every 6 seconds?
No.
Didn't think so.
Oh.
Do you want me to go look?
Is that
Obviously
something you
not.
can do, old one?
No, my pixie can.
I see.
But I am my pixie. It's like the same. Like we're like bros.
Yeah. All right.
What are you looking for up there?
Clues.
Pray.
Like-
A direction.
Got it. On it. I'm gonna send my pixie into the mine, all the way down, and then up the shaft.
How long is your brother going to take?
Oh, like done.
So say again exactly what you're doing with your familiar.
I'm sending it down the mine at full dash speed, so 120 feet per 6 seconds, and then up the shaft.
But what? Because obviously you can only look through its eyes within 100 feet of you. So what orders are you giving it?
I have the special.
Oh.
I have the special pact because I am full chain.
Sorry.
I can see it anywhere on this plane of existence.
Yeah, sorry. I was forgetting that. So I think
I'm a special boy.
You sort of kneel down and go into sort of a wee trance. I mean, I think maybe see your eyes cloud over or something like that, and your pixie sort of disappears off. Hermir starts dishing out very strong black coffee and toasted bread and scrambled eggs to anyone else that wants it for their breakfast. It's the last of my eggs, but I'm happy to share it with you. So you go down the shaft, looking through your pixie's eyes, and all is as you left it yesterday. There is still the odd rabbit and pheasant hopping about and sort of pecking away at bits and pieces.
Grash,
Some of them
can I just say
Yeah,
that for the breakfast, Grash would have plucked and feathered the pheasant that he killed, and he would have given that to Hamir to sort of for whatever meat, you know.
Yeah, that's fine, absolutely. You'll put that on roasting as well. So, but everything's as it is, and you see when you get, it's quite a long distance, so it takes a wee while to get where you're going to. But the strange remains, the piles of cubed flesh that have sort of fell and dissipated when you killed the creatures, the bonds linking them together, so they just sort of are left as you think. I think you've obviously looked through them, so they're a bit sort of strewn about. The now well putrid corpse of the manticore. Everything is not as smelly as you'd expect, but that is down to how cold and frigid it is here because of the cold air coming down the shaft. And you look up and, it's bright. It's obviously overcast, but it's that very, very bright cloud. So there's quite a lot of light coming down. You can just see the odd wee sort of couple of flakes that if something's knocked, a wee bit of wind's caught the edge and just sort of drifting down the sort of haphazard shaft. Are you just going straight up, or are you
straight
investigating on the way up, or what are you doing?
Harry's not a smart guy. He's gonna go straight up.
You go straight up, and yeah, the snow up here is more because you're several hundred feet up the mountain because this is quite a long shaft. So there's maybe 2 or 3 inches of snow here. It's been a wee bit heavier, but like Grash saw earlier on, everything just seems to be a blanket of white. There are a few trees here, so there is still a sort of sparser forest, very thin, straggly pine trees, but they've got quite thick brush, so it is sort of screened around. But you can kind of see why things have been falling down the hole, because it is quite, although it's a fairly wide hole, it is narrower at the top, and with the screen of trees around it, things have obviously just been running through the sort of scrub forest and not noticed it, not expecting a gigantic shaft.
Yeah. Is there any just like super obvious big landing spots in the snow?
Definitely not in the snow, but
Okay.
make a perception check for your pixie.
I regret doing this because I am bad at perceiving. Ooh. How are you, Pixie, at perception? Ooh, +3. That's an 8.
Lots of snow and some trees and a hole in the ground.
Nice. I think Airy in his body just like, it snowed, everything's gone.
But you're deaf and blind, so they can't. If they respond,
I
to
can
you,
I can just
You can
come
talk.
back. Yeah, I can just
All
come
right,
back.
you can come back.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Yeah,
I,
it's like a
I
snap
take
of
it
a
you
finger.
tell the pixie to come back. Yeah, that's fine.
Actually, well, what I say with Pixie is I can just snap it to desummon it and resummon it right next to me.
Yeah,
I
that's
can't
fine.
do it the opposite direction, but
Yeah.
to come back to.
So Grash and Marion, you see this Airy sort of come back to their senses, and the wee pixie apparate in front of them.
Yeah, it is. It snowed, so yeah.
You do not have the eyes of a hunter.
I cannot see through snow. No.
There are things that would be given away,
Oh,
potentially.
like. Well,
Bone,
then we still
blood.
have to go there. Then it is a lot of snow.
Blood is
Vaguely
warm.
know what it is. Yeah, but that was like 8 hours ago.
It still would dye it.
Oh. I did. Yeah, I'm gonna have to leave that to you.
Oh,
But he did not come back.
how long was the shaft?
Like
It's like
Like-
300-400 feet.
big.
Very well.
I would have to say I flew for like 24 seconds,
6 feet.
You said 60 feet per 6 seconds?
120 feet per 6 seconds.
I see.
So about 20 seconds.
Okay, well, perhaps we should make our way then.
Yeah, let's go.
Do we need to resupply before we leave? Maybe head back to town. I don't know
Yeah.
about you, but it's getting quite chilly. And I imagine that if we head up further, it's not gonna get better.
Oh, do you not have winter clothes?
We do not
No,
need
sorry,
winter clothes.
Did not pack for that.
I've only got my pair.
If it is only 300 feet up, we could be back down the mountain again within the day.
That is true. We'll risk it. Yeah. I would give you my cloak, but I mean, that's kind of like not a thing I'm allowed to do.
Well, if you guys think so, approximately how long do you think it will take for us to get up there? I mean, if we need to camp outside in this weather, it's
I mean,
probably
I
not
think Hermir cuts in at this point and goes, even with the snow and you taking time, I mean, it'd probably not take you more than about an hour to get up there. If, because you've explained where the shaft is roughly from in relation to what things are.
Oh, I see.
If the weather was clement, it'd probably only take you about half an hour.
Well,
Here.
that settles it then, I guess.
I think Grashtar will just reach into his cargo net and throw a skinned wolf with the head still attached.
Where that?
Is it like tanned or anything, or
Nope.
is it just
It's been
No,
washed of viscera.
thanks.
It's been washed of viscera, but it has not been prepared to where you would be happy to wear it.
okay?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm fine. Thanks, Crash.
And Hermir's just like, oh boy, and I thought I was pungent.
You are.
Hold on. I can. Do I know prestidigitation? I do. Thank God. I removed the smell from it.
It also got nice and wet when it rained on us on the way
I
here.
dry it and remove the smell.
Smells of wet dog and rot.
Like again, Grash's pack is not like a leather pack. It's just a cargo net with stuff in it that he hangs off his shoulder. Like he drops it for combat, for instance, and it's a loud clanging sound you hear.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna be fine. I was more thinking about you guys, obviously.
I just cleaned it.
Look,
It is actually
I'm
very well
I'm
prepared.
wearing a hat.
All right. Let's go.
And I think as you sort of collect yourselves and turn to leave here, Mira goes, are you planning on coming back to see me, or is this cheerio for good?
We may return.
I say 50-50.
Well, just in case, and he, he goes over to you, Marion, and says, you were very kind giving me that their money, and it will help. You know, I do need to mine to make more money, but maybe this wee heirloom of mine might just help you a wee bit. You know, you gave me a kindness, so I'll give you a kindness. And he sort of gives you this tiny gnome-sized wee sort of grubby, tarnished sort of ring. Just a ring, and it seems to have like almost like a sort of shield sort of shape on the front of it. And he just goes, I don't know if it'll be much help to you, but there you go. Did you hear that, Emeros?
Partially.
Right, that's fine.
He gave you a ring.
Someone was talking to you. So Hermir's said you did him a kindness, I'll give you one. And he's given you this tiny wee gnome-sized, tarnished, dirty, sort of grimy ring.
Oh, thanks. I'll cherish it. And he
And I think he goes to Eri and goes, I saw what you did to that there wolf hag. Can you not do the same? And he sort of snatches it back out your hand for a second and sort of waves it at Eri. Go and clean that up. Go on, do your magic stuff.
I'm doing it because I want to, not because you told me to.
Do it now.
Blah, blah, blah.
And as you do, you see that what was like a horrible, muddy sort of had ingrained oil and dirt and stuff, and it now seems to be lovely sort of silver band with a sort of silver shield on the front of it. It's got sort of gold edges to it, and there is 2 or 3 small sort of very, very, very light aquamarine gemstones in the front of it. Well, Pappy's Pappy had it, and he said it was magic or something, so I don't know. And he sort of hands it back out to Amarian.
Really? Well, let's find out. I'm gonna cast Identify on it, just to see.
Yeah, it is a ring of protection +1.
Yes! Nice.
I think Grash will just sort of roll his eyes to heaven as he's doing the Identify. He's like,
I think he wants to be your wife, Marion.
I did hear that is how they in the. Hey, old man, what religion do you speak? Do you follow?
Crazy old man religion. I live myself in a shack at the top of a mountain with an owlbear as a companion. What the hell do you think I do?
So nature.
He just sort of looks at you with his sort of big, sort of bristly brows and just sort of shakes his head, and then reaches back and gets one of the empty bottles from last night and just sort of tinks it. That's the only religion I need. That's why I need more money.
Is there a god of alcohol?
I mean, not as such, no.
Okay. I don't know the other 4 gods, so I was like, do we have something? God of pleasure? God of...
I think as far as the world building's concerned, that'll just have to be a TBA to be announced.
So you follow? Insert god name here.
But no, I mean, all joking aside, without going in and turning this into a world building stream, a lot of people don't follow gods. They just, when something happens in their life that they feel they need a little bit of a boost, they go to whatever god that is possible or they feel is appropriate.
I don't think Ari understands that.
That's absolutely
I don't
because,
like wait.
because she has a calling and she's
Yeah,
one of the few people that actually is that's not clergy but actually does follow a religion.
It's like wait. So I'll find out that it's a one you're embarrassed about. I understand. Don't worry. I know. Because I mean, you want it to be the veil, but you know it's not. But I got it. I got it.
I mean, when I'm dead and my bones are falling off my flesh here, you can come back and give me a funeral, because otherwise Lily will probably just eat me.
You mean
I
later
can do
on
that.
tonight?
No, not later on tonight. I got another 2-3 centuries in me.
Why?
Oh,
Why
man,
does
this is
everyone
good.
live for so long?
Let me tell you, everybody actually lives kind of forever if you think about the reincarnation as in the same body coming back multiple times.
Leave me be.
This is like the third you, I bet.
Ugh. My ancestors beat through me. That much we agree.
See, it's like the same thing. Imagine you are your ancestors,
I am not them,
but
but
they
are me.
Are you? Yeah.
Agreed.
See, I think we can get along.
That remains to be seen. I think we need to move.
Yes, come along, young people.
More. There is no need to fill you in. You've been awake this whole time.
Of course.
We're basically
Not much
yeah,
happens there,
No.
but welcome.
slim to nothing has happened. In fact, we've just been doing silly things at the end of this mountain, and now we're going to be climbing the mountain. So
It's this. So it's like I've been here all.
yeah,
Yeah,
you've been here all along.
Absolutely. The only real thing of any substance that you've missed is that Hermir gave Marion a ring of protection. Because he's the only one of you that's been properly kind to him.
I don't need to be kind to children.
Well, if that's how we get magic items in this world, Grash ain't getting shit.
Yes.
Kindness.
That's exactly it. Kindness. So, you've all had your breakfast and you were on this sort of slight aside whilst Hermir has his wee moment with Marion. It only pauses you for a few seconds. So you're off and out the door.
Here, old man.
And Grash will hand you a freshly prestidigitated wolf skin.
You may become cold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, no worries. At my age, I don't tend to get cold anymore. But you keep that to yourself, young man. You don't want to have problems with your legs when you're older. You know, because the cold, it lingers in the meat. So you take that blanket for yourself. It's fine. You don't want to get stressed at the problems with your legs. You need your legs to.
We need to move.
Yes.
He leaves you with it in your hands.
Crash just walks off.
More
With
sort
Marion
of,
close behind.
more wraps himself in the wolf blanket anyway. I look rather spliffing now. Spiffing, not spliffing.
Spliffing. Bob Marley starts playing.
I don't have catapult, so I can't get that stuff.
That's why you missed everything this morning.
Yeah. So you set off, Grash ploughing a furrow through. Oh, that's the other thing, Tara, is that it snowed overnight. And it's only about a half an inch deep. It's blanketed the place. So Grash sort of ploughing a furrow. Probably just, it's reminiscent of loose sand, actually, probably for Grash. Other than the fact it's cold, you probably feel a little bit of recognition in your muscles, the way you're moving, with the slight shifting and settling of the snow under your boots as you go along. Might yeah, strangely reminiscent of actually in loose sand. And you quite quickly find, you go downward as Hermir pointed you, and the cliff face that you're following on your left-hand side, it does slowly turn into a steep hill, and more and more, a lowering of the incline until such point that you think, even with the snow, it's probably safe to start heading up and curl back around to above Hermir's shack. Anyone doing anything particularly on the journey or anything? Because otherwise, you'll get where you need to go within about an hour.
Yeah. Barion's actually going to attempt to stealth away just a little bit.
Okay. Stealth, but it'll be with disadvantage because you're leaving footprints everywhere.
All right, so 16.
You stealth off. What sort of?
Just like
do you
15 feet away.
Okay. Do you tell your companions what you're doing beforehand, or do you just sort of slowly back off the back and?
No, I'm backing off the back a bit. And then I'm gonna make a snowball and throw a crash. Aim straight for the noggin.
Roll. It's probably just a straight D20 with either your strength or your dex, unless you have a proficiency in what's it called? Something weapons. Improvised weapons. That's it.
All right. So, does a 19 hit you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
So you have a big wet thwack on the back of your head, and cold snow starts sliding down the back of your neck and into your tunic.
I think he will reach back to make sure that's not like blood. That sensation.
It was a wee small bit of pain, but it's not actually done you any damage.
Not even pain. Grash would be. He's had many injuries, and you don't actually feel the injuries at first. So I think he was sort of.
Another one's coming.
Okay, do I get a chance to react?
How do you react?
Well, like, I mean, he just gets hit, but he will be looking for whatever hit him. Or where it came from.
Yeah, roll a perception check.
Natural 19.
Yeah, so you see Marion giggling in the snow 15 feet away, thinking he's super stealthy, but he's not at all.
I'm not even in cover or anything. He's just hunched over, making another snowball.
Pathetic.
Just farther away. Should have been on your guard.
I'm always on my guard.
Really? You just got hit, and another one comes at you.
Yeah. What did you roll?
19 plus 3, so 22.
Yeah, where are you aiming?
At the head again, but this time he's turned towards me.
Yeah, basically. This is going to turn into like an episode of Calvin and Hobbes.
Are you quite finished?
Yeah, I've had my fun.
Very well. You take the lead.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think you're better at this than I am, but I can.
Like you said, you are more on your guard.
And there's no need to do like survival checks because it's a very simple journey. You're just going in a big U shape. It's just you're having to do it because of the terrain, so you'll get there fine enough. So, yeah, unless anyone else is doing anything, if Grash is retaliating on the rest of the journey or anything, you quite quickly come across, about an hour after you left Hermir's shack, this sort of, because of the snow gets deeper, so it's now maybe 2.5, 3 inches deep, so it's sort of up to your ankles. Again, Grash, this sort of feels familiar with the snow, the way it would be sand for you, but you quite quickly come across the hole, which it looks very strange because there's this sort of circle with the freshly fallen snow that's pristine, and then just this almost completely circular, due, I think, without having to roll anything, just to the way that the snow is formed above it, hole, that just looks like a black emptiness, but you obviously know what's at the bottom of it. And there's a sort of framing of these very, very tall, thin, sort of pencil-thin trees with quite thick pine brush.
Yeah.
Right here. This is where it is.
I was just gonna say on the as the snow was getting deeper on the way up, Grash would have been forming a large ball of snow.
That's absolutely fine.
Cause an avalanche.
And yeah, he will straight for the back of Marion's head, and it would probably be the size of like an orcish head. Like it's a big thing.
Same roll, D20 plus 10 strength or dex, and only if you're in improvised weapons you get your proficiency.
I don't know that I am having. Maybe, I don't know.
Not many people are, to be honest with you.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Into the back of your head.
You're not going to do damage, so but
I'm not
just
trying to do damage.
Embellish it in any way you wish.
Okay. Oh,
Get your wish.
Yeah, like it doesn't do damage, but like your head will probably move half a foot forward with the shock of it because it's weighty. And yeah, you'll just hear a sort of a low.
And I think it hits you with such force that it sort of breaks around your head, but you're left with a wee sort of pixie hat of snow at the back where the impact is.
You look silly.
He doesn't even turn around. Now he's just ashamed. Wow.
Giving you point indeed. You fool.
Well, I almost saw that one coming. Just thought I could react faster.
This was fun. We need to find clues now.
He brushes off the snow. Well, we're here. And any ideas what to look for?
Bones,
It's-
blood.
Snow. Wait, found it. Sorry, missed that one out.
we're looking for bone?
And blood.
Pieces of people.
Well, I mean, the snow would cover most of it.
That's what I said.
How about this? And he,
Ah.
he does shape water, and one of the snow things becomes water. Like, it's a 5-foot square.
Yes.
Okay.
A random one.
Do this for this whole area, old man.
No,
What?
no, that would take a long time.
We can wait.
I
We've
guess.
got time.
I guess. The squid is thinking about something, so I don't know whether.
I am literally reading the text of Shape
Shape
Water
Water.
to know exactly what you can and can't
No,
do.
it's
with
just,
it,
I
that's all.
figured that you can turn water into ice, so you should be able to turn at least
Oh,
snow
yeah,
into
absolutely.
water.
Absolutely. Yeah, no. It's
You-
not so
you
much
cannot-
that. I'm
you-
just what I'm more meaning is what I'm trying to think is if you're going to try and like hoover up all the snow, I'm trying to work out roughly how long it's going to take. That's all.
Oh, God.
Well, it would be pretty much instantaneous in the 5-foot square that he does it. So because essentially
yeah,
you can melt ice with
absolutely.
water. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
5 foot square per 6 seconds. So math.
Yeah.
But that's
So
a first level spell, isn't it? It's not a cantrip.
Can-
It's a
It's
cantrip.
as he's doing it and as he's clearing, Grash will indeed be looking for if there's any even outside of the squares that he is melting down, if there's any like dyed snow or if he's uncovering bone or anything like that. You know, something that would give us
Right.
So-
Before I get you to roll anything there, Dombro, how is Moore progressing with this? So he obviously does one, and it works. Poof.
Yeah.
The snow disappears. It turns the water. It sort of runs away, and let's just say, just for ease, the ground is funneled in such a way that the water just runs down the hole and falls into the mine.
Okay. And I have no ability to try and just use the falling water to move more of the water taking with it the snow into the hole.
Oh, so like if you did the 5-foot square up the mountain a bit and let it run down.
Yeah. Magical engineering.
Slushes.
I mean, you could just do cantrips
Yeah.
as well.
Let's not worry about the wheres and why.
Okay.
I need
You're
physics in
going
my
to be
game.
able to- you're going to be able to do what you want to do. That's fine. It's just we're going to say it's going to take a bit of time because
Using the law of equivalent exchange and the theory of thermodynamics
I'm checking out.
and fluid
Yeah.
and fluid physics, we should.
I'm just going to mute you there,
Magic.
John.
Like,
Yeah. So I think we say is like Moore's doing that. Let's going to say it's going to
but-
take you 20 minutes to clear a reasonable area surrounding the hole.
okay. Add another 10 minutes because he's first gonna cast as a ritual Tensor's floating disc, so that he doesn't have to walk around. So he's basically
Floating.
sort of puttering around on his little disc, and he's
That's
using.
fine.
It's really cool, actually.
Absolutely, yeah, not a problem. So Grash is looking for particularly discolored bits of snow and things like that. Absolutely. So roll investigation.
Can I do perception instead? or-
That's definitely you're definitely investigating rather than perceiving.
Surviving? Okay, god damn it. No, it's just a flat 3. Nothing.
Okay, that's fine.
I
Much
will
like the
assist.
pixie, you see snow and you see trees and a hole in the ground. Eri, yeah, you can roll as well. And
Rest-
Marion, you can as well. I know it's usually like one does it with advantage or two people, but whilst Moore's doing this, you can all investigate should you wish.
I wanted more specifically to look at branches up in the trees just to see if he has been jumping around and knocking things
Absolutely.
down.
So you roll investigation check as well, but you'll be focused on the trees. What's that? 9 is it for Eri? Yeah, still snow, trees, and a hole in the ground. I'm afraid.
The pixie saw everything.
The one thing that Eri and Grash are certain of is there's no significant big body with lots of blood and something like that, because both of you would understand that there would be a very obvious discoloration. So if there's anything there, it's subtle, or there may be nothing.
17.
17.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do find something. So you go around looking around a bit, and you sort of spend time looking through the trees, and you do find a bit that's not far away from the way you entered in, but a wee bit to the duskward side, and from the hole it is going to the rimward, back basically roughly towards the direction of town. And you definitely see that something fairly large has pushed through the trees rather than used the path to the side. You can see there's something's obviously like put their hand, maybe. There's not an actual handprint, but you can see there's a little bit of a scrape of a claw, and bark and stuff has been knocked off one of the trees, and there's lots of the smaller branches and twigs that have been broken. And you can tell that the passage is away from the hole rather than towards it.
Hey guys, what do you think about that?
I don't see anything.
Andy? Well, look here.
It is
Whatever's
very-
been passing through here, it's been going in that direction, knocking over trees and breaking branches and tearing bark from the trees.
You are a worthy tactician.
Good eyes, Silver Eye.
They don't call me that for nothing. So what do you think? It seems to be heading back towards the town.
That is not good.
That is great.
Well, not for the town.
Depends on how you look at it. Well,
All right.
what do you think? And he looks over to the floating disc, and that's just circling around, melting snow.
And more, you can interact if you want, because obviously it's a cantrip. So if you take a wee bit to chat, it's not going to greatly add to the overall time.
Oh, no. He was reading a book while he was floating around doing it. Well, we could just as well look through this area before we decide to head back into town and tell them that the creature is escaping in the direction, or at least moving in that direction. Any plans to look into the hold?
We were in the hole.
We were down there.
But
This is the bottom where the manticore and the flesh creatures are at the bottom.
I've already checked it out.
Oh, well then. And the fresh snow at least reveals that he wasn't, or it didn't leave in the morning, or after it. So,
Exactly.
well, I guess once we have done here, we could just as well leave. No bones, no nothing. Broken twigs. He looks up.
Someone can investigate the bits that have been cleared now, and this will be the usual one person with advantage or two people can roll.
Can I just ask, since they're broken twigs and stuff,
Mhm.
it was in the trees, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Can Moore look up into the tree and figure out the size of the creature, judging by the amount of broken twigs?
Yeah, make an intelligence check.
Oh, goody.
For a wizard?
You're a wizard, Moore.
Never.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Have you seen my nose? I can't smell anything anymore.
Why am I on this dude's head?
Total 20.
Oh, I didn't catch the total there. Your mic
Total
cut out a
20.
bit. 20, right. It's obviously very difficult because it's not an exact science, because you don't know if they had their hands up or, how they went through, but probably something that was maybe between 10 and 15 feet tall.
So the creature that we're looking for could be around 10 to 15 feet tall and, well, as we already know, it's quite a jumper.
Yeah, and that kind of mirrors with the very small bits of information that you've got, and especially with Hairmere's. Obviously, he said he's like 2'8" or something. I think I said so. Everything's tall, but the way he describes it and the way it held the manticore, that it kind of marries with that.
He also has pet owlbears, so he knows
True.
size.
Absolutely.
Have we cleared what would have been the landing site of the creature? The landing...
Yeah, I can say you've basically cleared 360 degrees round the hole to, let's say, about 10 or 15 feet wide or something like that, all the way around 360 degrees.
Do we get any feet print?
Well, that's what I was saying. It's somebody make either an investigation check with advantage or two people make investigation checks.
I don't know.
Use your eyes, Marion.
I'll help him, but investigation.
Moral will also help.
Yeah, all right. So I'll roll.
Looks
with
like you're
advantage.
rolling with advantage, Marion.
14.
14's enough. You can definitely see that there seems to be, because the hole itself, obviously, it comes up through rock, but there is a very sort of thin smearing of soil because there are trees and stuff here, and that gets deeper away from the hole because obviously something's in. But you can definitely see that something has put its hands out. You're not getting fingerprints, but you can definitely see that there are scrape marks where things have pulled its hands out to get purchase to pull itself out of the hole. And then you do get one half footprint that seems to turn in the direction where the broken bits of tree and things are. And it is, you put your own foot down and, you know, it's 2-3 times the size of your foot, even in a boot. And it's a naked footprint in the sort of mud.
Well, if that thing's headed for town, we should probably hurry up.
Yes.
Everyone make an intelligence check.
12.
18. I have no pluses to it. I just got it rolled an 18.
6.
Did you get more? Sorry. Okay. Crash with an 18. You know that
I'm the smartest. Okay.
Yeah, it's just because I don't want you to get too hung up, but I'm glad someone rolled really high. It may be going towards town, but remember, you're like 2.5-3 days away from town, depending on the route you take. So although it's going in that direction just now, you would try and have to follow Spoor. It's not guaranteed that it is definitely going to the town.
I think that would have been. I wasn't assuming town necessarily, to be honest with you.
That's
just
fine.
because the way we've been seeing, it looks like he's got a track that he takes. It seems. So it'd be interesting to see if we can see any of these tracks where it seems like he's been here and he's moving through there again, but we haven't seen any of that yet. So, but for now,
what's the party's next step then? Because you think you've found as much as you can, so you're going to push through the bits of broken wood and go that way.
Yeah.
Question: is that on the way towards Hamer's hut, or is it a long diverging path from
It's a way off.
his hut?
If you follow this directly, if at this moment you assume it goes in a straight line, which it may or may not do, it will eventually come to the top of a cliff that's only a few hundred yards away from Hermir's hut.
So, well, Marion will suggest that, well, if we're going in that direction, maybe we should warn Hamer not to wander off on his own if that thing is out here. Or maybe we should, well, he wanted to go back into town. Maybe we should allow him to accompany us as far as we're going, no matter if we diverge from.
And the owlbear.
We might not be going to a town.
No, that's true. But as he, polishes the ring that he got before, well, I don't want anything to happen to the little guy.
If you bring him, he is your problem.
I don't think he wants to go back to town.
We shall share this burden. So don't worry about it, Marion. We will share the burden of taking him with us.
Incorrect.
I will share in that burden then more.
My rather
Did
bad...
you just say your own name?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's so old.
Yeah, we'll share in. No, he's convincing himself. We'll share in this burden more.
Yeah, nice.
My very, very bad diagram is the green line is basically where the party walked roughly from Hermir's shack up to the hole, and then the yellow line is roughly the trajectory of the movement that you found through the trees.
Oh, well, that could possibly... Well, that shouldn't be too bad, I think. So what do you guys say? Should we ask the little gnome to accompany us? Or, well, out of character. Did he say that he wanted to go back into town, or did I?
No, he definitely said he wanted to stay in mine. He just wanted
Oh,
to
never
go back.
mind then, because I thought he said that he wanted to go back to get something in town, or maybe that was the last session.
That's his eventual want, but he wants more ore to take to sell before he goes back to town.
I see. Then
He just wants drink, essentially.
then scratch that.
Money. Not safe for him to be out here all alone.
Drinking smokes.
He is a gnome who lives with owlbears. He'll be fine.
The creature killed an owlbear.
We do not know that for sure.
I guess that's true. I mean, except that nothing else here can kill them. But
well,
That's not true either.
no. Well, that's not saying a lot, or maybe it is. But correct me if I'm wrong, Crash. But I think you could kill an owlbear.
Correct.
Well, there we go.
we don't know that for sure.
I'm pretty sure.
I do.
Of course you do.
Well,
It would be a fine battle, but not worth the trophy.
Of course not. You would speak 2 different languages, would you not?
What?
What?
Nothing, Crash.
So should we head back, or should we get going?
Let's do that.
Please.
So you set off, and you don't have to roll survival or anything, because once Marion's found this trail, it's very easy to follow. And that is exactly what happens as you come, and you eventually, the tree line sort of stops maybe about 30 feet from the edge of a cliff, and you can actually see your own path below. It is going downhill a wee bit, so it's not the full 300 feet of the shaft, because the land is gently sloping away. But by the time you get to this cliff, there's maybe 100-foot drop in front of you, but you can see your own trail, relatively close below it underneath as you went down from Hermir's hut. And you can see the sort of grey smoke of his wood burning stove just coming out of some trees over to your right hand side.
Yeah, let's try and find a way to get down.
Yeah, and then
Are you at the front still, Marion, or is it Grash at the front? Make a perception check this.
Dirty 20.
Cool. With a dirty 20, you see 2 things. So, firstly, where the path comes towards the end, you've followed it from the trees to the edge. You can see some scrapes on the rock that, yes, there's snow there, but on the edge, the snow's not sort of it's not adhered to the rock the same way, and you can see a few scrapes that are probably 2 or 3 days old from something on the edge. And then as your eyes trail over the forest below, you can see a couple of very large not very large trees, but tree trunks that have been snapped off. And the way that you have seen this creature move before, it's quite easy for you to put 2 and 2 that it's leapt off of there and fallen down and then grabbed a couple of trees to arrest its fall a little bit, and its momentum has snapped those off as it's dropped down into the forest, maybe about 80 feet or so below
How thick?
the line of where your
What's the
tracks were.
What's the approximate diameter of the trunk itself that broke the fall? That is snapped.
It's not huge. It's maybe about a foot across in diameter.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, but you can see it's broken quite far down, so it's the whole fulcrum action of something's obviously bent it at the top and it's snapped lower down.
Okay. So it looks like he caught his fall, essentially.
But it's very clear where he went next.
Over this way.
Lead away, Grash.
I will.
And you can quickly go back round, follow your own paths back down, and be at the bottom where you are again, probably only about 15 minutes or something like that. And Grash, you can quite clearly sort of see the trees. And again, it's one of these things, you look at them, you would never have noticed it, but because you clocked it from above, and then the flash of very, very white wood amongst the others is actually quite easy to see when you know what you're looking for.
Yeah, so he will continue as long as he can see where this thing is moving.
Yeah, I think you continue. And how long are you going to continue? Is this just you're going to march off until whatever, or
Grash
does
would
anyone
keep going?
Okay.
But, like, you know, obviously the other characters have their own agency, but Grash would tend to just keep going.
I'm going to say this now for a wee bit of expediency, but you're going to be able to follow the spoor through the trees probably until it's time to find somewhere to rest for camp later on in the day. So if anyone would like to do anything or have a conversation whilst you're traveling through the day, then this is the point to do so.
Well, I think, Marion, once again, while this is going on and the tension is, what do you say, lowering down a bit, I think he will just ask the rest of the party more. And
Eri.
What?
Eri. So, well, really, who are you two? I know we guarded your wagon and such, but where do you come from?
Well, I'm a bit from everywhere. I've been everywhere at this point, and I don't really remember where it all started, but I've been everywhere. As he's sort of fiddling with a little like illusion spell that he has in front of himself, as he's testing out dopey dragons to have like children's shows with. Yes, and I'm a bit of everywhere. Where are you from, Marion?
Nice deflection.
I didn't know you were a monk.
Well, I come from an area called the Yellowstone Cliffs. It's by the coast. And my family has been owning a lighthouse. Maybe you've heard of it. And he points to the emblem he has on his hat. And that's essentially the sigil of the Yellowstone lighthouse.
Can I roll something to see if I know anything about the lighthouse?
I just did that myself as a personal roll.
Yeah.
And I was just like, how much do I know? No. I rolled a 6. Obviously, I don't know about these things. I've probably been there.
History. Sorry, Tara.
Oh, history. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that place. It's got yellow stones on the cliffs.
And some lovely people live there.
So, Emeros, what information about Yellowstone Lighthouse would you give more for a 17 in history? I'll let you decide how much to give.
Well, if he knows that, he probably knows of the Yellow Cliffs area, which is essentially on the western side. Western.
Duskward.
And,
I was going to say, yeah, that just checking my cheat sheet.
Yeah.
That's Duskward, yeah.
And it is known because at a certain point where the sun goes down, the cliffs, who normally just looks like cliffs, light up in this bright yellow color. And there is a 2-storied lighthouse there that belongs to the Lestrade family, and that's Marion's family. And
So then your name would be Marion Lestadian? Was that
Lestrade.
Lestrade?
Where did you get Starion from?
I don't know. I had a brain fart.
It's fine. You're in character. It's perfect.
Are you my grandson? No. Yes, I do remember the Yellow Rocks. Have been meditating that maybe once or twice. That was a long, long time ago. It's very beautiful.
Well, it's home.
Yes, but I wonder, are there many dangers around?
Around the Yellow Rocks? Well, we used to have pirates once, but we took care of that.
Oh, was it a nasty fight to get rid of the pirate?
Well, they had been causing a lot of troubles up the coast, and were hitting some of our villages. But it took a couple of weeks, but we got them.
Yes.
And I got the hat.
Oh, you got the hat from that. Very impressive. It's a very nice.
I think so too.
But where then did you get the scars, young?
Oh, this? Well, a badly deflected sword. It didn't harm me more than cutting a fine cut across.
Yes, and now you have the visage of a grizzled warrior. Well,
I wouldn't say grizzled, but
well, you look experienced. Or is that not something that you would want to look?
well, I am experienced. Yeah, you're probably right about that.
Yes. But did you enjoy the struggles with the pirates, or was it just a necessity?
Oh, let me tell you. And Marion will go on and tell about these weeks that they had on the ocean. And eventually he comes to a certain point where they had been chasing down this larger ship into a dense fog. And at that point, he found himself up in the crow's nest. And everybody was quiet, probably on both ships, because there wasn't a sound coming from anywhere, except the waves crashing against the ship. But suddenly he saw like a twinkle in the mist, in the fog. And he went to notify the captain, and they let loose what cannons they had towards it. It was the Hail Mary or nothing, and it was a direct hit. Once the pirates had been dealt with, they actually didn't see anything on the ship that could have made that shimmer, except for one thing. It turns out that the captain of that ship was finding himself a bit peckish, so he had something to eat, and the only thing that he could eat it with was silver cutlery. And that's how he got the moniker Silver Eye.
I'm sorry to cut in, but I fucking love that story. That is superb. That is a great reason to be called that. I commend you.
That's a great story.
Well, I thank you. It was just dumb luck, but everybody on the ship just instantly called me Silver Eye.
Well, you deserve
other people. Oh, sorry.
No, you deserve a good title, Mr. Silver Eye. So through the darkness, you saw a twinkling light. like a star.
Yes. It was brief, but it was enough.
Yes.
And that's how we chased the last of them away.
Is that something that you long for? To seek out more pirates?
Hmm? Oh no, absolutely not. I'm in for greater adventures right now.
Ah. Then, after defeating pirates and receiving a wonderful moniker for a great story, what adventure are you looking?
Hmm. Well, I'm on the greatest adventure.
Friendship, sorry.
I was half expecting.
Friends.
I was half expecting. I'm hunting the deadliest prey.
Man. Knife in the
Yeah.
stomach.
Yeah. Die, old man, die.
Oh, we were doing so well. Okay, I'm going to shut up.
Yeah.
Right, come on, back on track.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
So there's no definitive goal then. Just the adventure.
Oh no, there is. But I have
Oh?
to. I'll tell you the rest of that story another time. Let that one sink in a bit. But let's
I
just say
would
I
love-
have to be the greatest adventurer. Or at least be on the
very
greatest adventure.
best.
Half overhearing
That no
you,
one ever was.
Grash sort of just stops.
Yes, I also have to pee.
And he just goes into the bush.
Well then, Silver Eye, if there is anything I can do to help you reach your heights of adventure, I would love to help you. As long as we do things that will benefit the people of the ribbon. On Halo, call me Master Chief.
On Dasher, on Blitzen. Okay.
And back in the
Whoa.
Whoa. All right,
Hey,
everyone
bro.
else. We didn't
Please.
put the whole show.
Was that my reward? I'm happy.
18 plus. Okay.
So, yes. No, but if ever you want to do something that would benefit the people of the ribbon, I would love to help you. Though I do not seek any type of great adventure or fortune, I still enjoy doing that which is right.
Well, depending how things work out, you just might already be doing it.
Well then, in your story, will I be younger?
That's in the eye of the beholder, I guess.
Well,
Yeah,
yes.
You're like a child.
The very young man, more. Well, I don't know. Well, we'll have to see what comes with this creature that we're hunting.
Sounds off in the distance behind this conversation like there's a horse going for a wee.
Yeah.
And then just out of a cloud of steam from the snow, Rashtar just sort of readjusts himself awkwardly.
We're talking too much again.
Yeah, it happens.
I can cast a spell now that would make things very uncomfortable. But let's continue.
Okay.
Who wants ice?
So you continue after that, and I think actually you were, other than the pee break, you were continuing to travel for most of that, and travel for the rest of the day is fairly unremarkable. Now you've got your eye in this particular area, it's relatively easy to track the passage of this creature as it's sort of crashing through the tightly packed sort of trees. And as you've gone down in altitude, the snow peters out and it's back to being the lush green landscape. I think for Grash especially, it's maybe quite odd that there is literally a line and there's just no snow past it. It's quite a weird thing. I mean, it's just like it is in real times. Like there's a snow line where it just sort of peters out, but it's quite marked between cold enough for snow, not cold enough for snow. And then you come across it, you follow it, and it's probably getting to the point where you're starting to think about camp, and you come into a sort of a mountain valley and you find a likely place next to, there's a mountain lochan sort of stretching away in front of you, quite sheltered from the prevailing winds, with a sort of a wee small ridge to your side. And I think that it would look to be an appropriate place to spend the night, as there is a high risk of you losing the trail if you try and crash on in the dark.
This is as good a place as any to stop.
Sounds good.
I agree.
Let me just set up my house really fast, unfolds the portable hole, pulls out the tent and a bag and the campfire and the chair and the desk and the bigger tent for the other tent, and then the ground pad so you're not sitting on the ground and it's air, because otherwise that gets cold, and then you got to have a lantern in there.
And I think that is probably where we shall finish for our break, as the party is setting up their thing. So time to take a comfort break, get a drink, have a wee walkabout, stretch, and we'll be back in sort of 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, cool.
I'm going to go make a meal.
A meal. Okay, all right, guys. We'll see you in 5 to 10 minutes. Bye bye.
Bone.
Hello, welcome back. Hope you have managed to get a wee drink and a stretch and some sustenance and are ready for the next half of our story. So, you have found yourself in this wee valley. Eri is going through her now trademark process of setting up camp for about an hour, pulling various things out of a tiny wee hole.
I only sleep for 4 hours, so it's fine.
What are the rest of you doing?
Just checking out the area, see that we're not being followed, but I assume since the big thing has been rummaging through here, it's probably not too dense with critters.
Oh, there's the usual stuff, but there's nothing.
I imagine there's more here than
particularly-
there was up the mountain, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot more birds and things like that in the trees and all that sort of stuff, because it is that wee bit warmer as well. But also the trees are bigger and broader and more lush, and there's more undergrowth, and everything is just easier for wee critters to be and not sort of preyed upon. There's lots of rummaging about in the bushes and stuff, but it's probably just normal forest critters. It's not like there's a hydra burst out of the lochan or anything like that. Yeah.
We should be so lucky.
Look, it's a lapras!
Yeah.
Well, that was your last character had one of them. So, yeah, what are the other three doing whilst Eri's painstakingly putting her luxury campsite together?
I'm gonna check out the loch.
Yeah, you go down. It's only, a few dozen meters or feet, yards, I should say, in front of you. And it's fairly unremarkable. You maybe see a few wee trout swimming at the edge. Crystal clear water in the only way that you get in sort of mountaintop bodies of water. It's if it wasn't for the reflections of the clouds, you would almost imagine it was just an empty sort of thing. It's quite amazing just how crystal clear it is. But
I know that from experience.
yeah, so do
So
I.
I know
It's
what
brilliant.
I know what you're talking about.
It's brilliant. But yeah, there's nothing particular. The if you sort of scout the tracks a bit, as in this sort of picture, the tracks continue on the right hand side, and they are still sort of roughly tracking towards town, but you don't find anything particular at the water's edge.
Then I'm gonna track on the left side. I have a short bow with me, so I'm gonna see if I can find some deer or something to hunt.
Okay.
I will,
Um,
of course, tell the party before I leave that I'm gonna be
Yeah,
away
that's
for
fine.
a little while.
We'll come back to you in a second. Then what are the other two doing?
More is he brings up like a book, and he brings out a piece of paper that is written in some kind of arcane language, and then he sits and he uses the minor illusion spell to seem to figure out some sort of magical equation. So he casts the illusion, and it takes on like almost like a star shape with planets, and
Okay.
he moves them around and tries to figure things out.
Okay. Crash, are you going with Marion, or are you just...
No.
No.
Grash will be standing guard almost, but he will be notably sort of becoming wistful, smelling the same air as his hunt and things like that, and getting a lay of the land beyond just what he's seeing and hearing and smelling. Even it's more like it's almost a meditative state.
Yep, that's fine.
But to like the observer, he's just got his weapons out in front of him, and he's just staring down the barrel of the lock.
That's fine. Roll me a survival check then, Marion.
You fail to survive, you are dead.
That'd be tough. That's just a roll survival every day.
It's just
You could live.
heart attack.
Just random fate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I got a 15.
This campaign is a roguelike.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know. The graphics are better than a roguelike.
Yeah. But basically, like it's
We're not
low
playing
poly,
rogues.
but
It's an RNG. It's an RNG. Although that would be a hilarious name for a game.
All
that-
right, hold on.
Yeah.
That's
Come on.
just-
Yeah. Let's keep playing. So quite quickly, Marion, you find the tracks of a deer and stalk after it. And after about maybe half an hour, you think you're in a good position to take a shot. You see, it's like a roe deer, but small young buck, maybe sort of what would be the equivalent of a teenager, but looks healthy, a lot of meat on it.
I take aim.
Fire.
And that's a crit. I believe I hit.
You hit with a crit. No damage though. So
Let's
you only
see.
roll one dice, because remember our new rules that I've seen other people using is that you just get maximum damage on the first dice, and then add a second dice, and then you add your normal bonus.
All right. So all in all, that's 11 plus 3, 14.
It had 13 hit points, so you no, it didn't actually. It only had 4. Its armor class was 13, so you kill it outright. But describe this, because it's a magnificent shot. It's probably one a bard would describe trying to get a free drink or a meal at a bar.
Oh yeah, this wasn't a deer. I was tracking a big like moose, and it didn't take 30 minutes. It took a couple of hours, and he finally caught up with the beast and lined up the perfect shot. Eyes met just before the arrow hit the creature, and it wasn't even a question of it being hurt or not. It was just that a master hunter would tell a story like this.
Nice, I like it. So, are you cutting bits off the meat, or are you dragging the whole thing back to camp?
Well, I've been tracking for what, about 30 minutes?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not straight away from camp, so because you think you got it and you sort of ring round, so you're probably only about a 10-minute walk, maybe double that if you're carrying the whole thing.
No, I'm not gonna be able to carry it, I believe, but I'm gonna be dragging it as good as I can. because all in all, Marion's not the strongest guy.
I forgot just how weak this party is as far as strength. And Grash
Yeah.
aside.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, but it's like you'll still do it. That's fine. So I think Grash continues doing what he's doing, as with Mor and Eri, and just as Eri sort of finished setting up her camp is when I think Marion sort of wanders, sweating profusely, maybe a little bit more unsettled than normal, more because of the physical effort rather than anything dragging a deer behind him.
Do you need help?
Grash will just walk
he
over.
just looks at you. He doesn't respond.
It just walks over and he'll note the precision of the kill for sure.
Perfect. Hunt.
Was it a headshot or a heart shot?
But if it was a perfect hunt shot, it would have been a heart shot.
Both.
Yes, heart.
Both with one arm.
Yeah.
So Grash will
It ricocheted inside the.
will note the entry point in the rib cage,
You would have fitted in well on the dunes.
and he'll pick up the deer and just slug him the rest of the way.
Fine.
Marion's on the back, panting, and as he says that, he will just give him a raised thumbs up.
A story to be told, then.
Oh, you bet.
Yeah.
So I think maybe you all settle down into camp, setting up your own things. Grash, I take it, starts skinning and sort of butchering the. Does he, or how?
Well, before he does that, he will take some of the dirt from where they are, surrounding the camp, and he will start to almost put a marking on the deer's face. With it, he's kind of forceful actually with it. He doesn't really say anything. Couple of things in Orcish maybe, and then he will start.
And there's enough trees and stuff around that you can quite quickly, put together a sort of a basic spit to put over a fire if that's your intention as well. And there's lots of wood for a fire, and although it's a bit damp, it's not actually raining, so you'll definitely get a fire done, and you can put some more of the wood next to it to start drying it out so it gets better and better and stuff. So there's not too much worry. You've got lots and lots of fresh water to get as well. Sorry, Mor, I think you were wanting to say something when I was talking. You looked like you were poised.
No, not really. He was just going to suggest spells, but those things.
You cut out again there. Sorry, I just think you were going to suggest spells and those things, and then I didn't hear anything from there.
Yeah. No, he was going to suggest spells for things, but those things kind of figure themselves out.
Okay. So you all eat well. Lots of hearty protein, fine venison, courtesy of Silvereye. Obviously keen probably to continue on the morning. You go about your getting your bedrolls and going to bed. Are we having watches? And if so, what's the pattern of watches? Who's on what?
More would like somewhere as close to midnight as possible because he wants to observe the stars.
Grash will go first whenever they begin.
More probably be second in that case if you're wanting around that.
And I'll take the final.
I'll take the third and fourth because I'm an elf.
Okay, well, that's fine. So the dusk comes and it slowly turns to dark. You all fall asleep, apart from Grash, whether he's sat there like alert or whether he's sitting next to the fire, sort of just tending it over. It's obviously up to you. Make me a perception check, would you, Grash?
Natural 20. So
Okay.
A total of 24.
Okay. You get an odd feeling like you're not alone. You feel a heavy presence. And it's something that Grash has probably felt before when he's been in the presence of something truly dangerous and worthy of the hunt. And you catch a noise and you sort of back away a little bit from the fire and turn around and look at the overhang above you. It's about 60 feet up. And there's just a couple of wee stones and things sort of fall down the edge as though something's up there. And then something sort of steps up to the edge and you see a large creature. Very dark, so you don't get a lot of features, but it's quite clear that this could possibly be your prey. 12, 15 feet tall, humanoid, definitely the same proportions as a man, but just much, much larger. And as you don't get much detail, seems to be just wearing a very raggedy pair of trousers. And it just sort of stands there surveying you silently for the time being, unless you do anything in the meantime.
I wake them up.
Wake. It's time to hunt.
Varian just
What?
And Grash will just
shoots
sort
his
of
sword.
nod towards the silhouette.
And
Oh.
as he sees the rest of you all get up, and you hear a very rough, gravelly voice sort of cut through the air. And it just says, "Why are you dogging my footsteps?"
Who are you?
My business is mine. Tend to your own. Leave me be.
You hold something of mine.
These are terms basically to you. And what may that be?
A future. A trophy. Your head will do.
At that, you just hear a very deep, throaty chuckle. I don't think you know the danger you're in.
Let us speak
I
of
do.
something more important. You created those creatures. Why did you make those creatures?
Knowledge and trophies, is that why you follow me?
We all have different reasonings for this. I would like to know who you are.
I care not about any of you. Leave now. Stop following me, and you can keep your lives, as your puny bodies do not hold any interest.
There is no point in a life without the hunt.
This is one prey that you cannot possibly beat.
Incorrect.
So you seek knowledge through the bodies of the things that you killed. So then those giants held a heart powerful enough to power the cubes that we fought. What did you call those cubes?
What did we call them? I was trying to remember.
Bacon something.
No, it was like rigor mortis or something weird like that. Rick and Mortis. Or
yeah,
something
yeah.
stupid like that. Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I was just going to say,
on you go.
as our eyes rest upon him in this sort of low dusk light, I'm imagining at this point, what are we seeing?
At this moment, you are basically just seeing
Silhouette.
A silhouette. He's stayed just back from the edge of the cliff face, so the uplight of your fire's not really catching him. So it's very much, but you can probably tell he's doing it deliberately, not to show himself.
How high up? This is the hunter asking.
60 to 80 feet, roughly. And Mar, you make a persuasion check.
Seven.
My work is my business.
Tell me this then. And he's gonna cast Minor Illusion, and he's gonna form like a very basic magical principle. Like if it was like the light spell, the most obvious part would be missing from the image that he shows him. Can you tell me what's missing from this?
He just shakes his head and doesn't respond to you.
Well, I think while this is going on, Grash is grunting. It's almost seething.
Well,
Right.
I think Marion will shut up to to him. So what is your business exactly?
I have work to do to rectify the mistakes of my creator.
He does not kill what he eats. It matters not what his work is.
Oh, you
Flesh is not for eating, flesh is building blocks.
So
You
you have a
always-
creator, you say? Is he more powerful than you are?
No.
Then where is
I
he?
broke off my shackles and I am here. I'm on my own.
So where do you come from?
Fix. I came here to give you a warning to leave me be, not to answer your multitude of nagging questions.
Too much talk.
What is the answer that you seek? His mistake you can clearly fix as you are more powerful. But what is the answer that you are looking for?
I seek no answer. Just to repair, to fix.
And what are you fixing?
And he doesn't say anything, but he just sort of gestures like this. And he kind of walks up into the front of the cliff's edge, and as the light hits him, bear with me. I forgot. I had not downloaded this yet, so
Take your time, dude.
yeah.
Hey guys at
Apologies,
home,
this should be
leave a
bit-
follow if you like what you're seeing.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
That's him.
Hey, guys.
Cannot do that on Mixer. Just a follow will do. If you're on YouTube, you can do
guys,
those things.
If you want to donate, I'm trying to buy a cosplay and I need money. Please give me your money.
If you donate, it will not go towards his cosplay. I promise you
I
this.
also
No.
am trying to buy a new computer to
Yeah, that
do
might be a
better
thing.
at streaming.
That might be.
Give me your money.
I need a driver's license.
You don't say give me your money anyway. That's not. Even I know that, and I'm dumb.
Send money.
I need money.
I
This is
hope
where-
you guys are having a good time.
Yeah, this is where I can't open this at the moment. I'm afraid. I'm really sorry.
Do you want? Is there something I could download and put it up for the stream?
Nah, it's just the file. I need to. It's going to take too long just now. I just don't know a thing. So anyway, I'll just describe them at the moment. No, I can't link it at the moment.
Right.
Just where it is.
Describe.
It's because I've only got it as a I've had some art actually commissioned, but I've only got it as a DM at the moment. I'm waiting for the proper file to be emailed to me. That's why it's not working.
I see.
Right.
But it's fine. When I try and save it off Twitter DMs, it's saving as a really weird file type that I can't make work in Roll20.
It's _large. Just remove the _large and it'll work. That's Twitter's. I don't know why they do that. It's such a stupid form.
So when
It's
right.
.jpeg_large. It's just a JPEG or PNG maybe, but yeah, it's just their stupid fucking file size.
So if I actually just right click the file and just rename it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open it in Paint and redo it that way. Easy.
Saviors merch. Yes.
You're fucking right. It just works straight away. That's
If you
absolutely.
need money,
right.
maybe it's time to work on some Saviours merch. I've been thinking about that, Dan.
Yeah. How about a picture with more and more eyes?
No.
I mean, you've said it.
No.
Yeah. Someone has to create that as well. You know what I mean?
I'll make it. It's fine.
Yeah, no, I know.
Right.
I will demand 100% of the profits.
Oh, class.
Oh shit!
That's a big
Sorry,
head.
sorry, it wasn't as slick a reveal as I'd hoped, but
Wow.
that is
fucking amazing.
That could go on a goddamn shirt.
that is who's talking to you from the top of the cliff face, and he's about 12, 15 feet tall.
Moore will slowly approach him.
It doesn't have hair.
You are a very powerful and large creature. But what would you correct in this form of yours? What is the mistake that he made that you wish to correct?
That is for me to know. Now, are
For
you
us
going
to find
to
out?
leave me and stop dogging my trail? Or
As
am I
long-
going to have to be rid of you like the vermin you are?
What if I know someone that might be able to help you?
You reason with a monster, old man.
Reason
will
with
you-
someone that gives little fucks about what you know.
How far away did you
Oh.
say that he was?
60 feet up.
Yeah. So on an angle, depending on how you are, anything between 70 and 100 feet, depending
Ah.
exactly on where you're stood.
When will
During
you
this
make...
conversation,
Go ahead.
Say what you said. That's
During
all.
during this conversation, Ari casts mage armor and turns invisible.
Okay.
Because we're in dim light or shadows, I assume. Because it's
Yeah,
nighttime.
yeah, no, it's
Okay.
nighttime. It's
Yeah,
now
just-
like so it's dark.
Yeah. Ari
It's
turns
the only
invisible.
the only light source at the moment is your fire, which is slightly dying down, but it's still there.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gone.
He's all uplit, from the fire and stuff like that, and that's why you're only actually seeing that bit of him because he's from the way the angle of the fire is.
He's actually got 4 legs.
Grash will will reach into
A
a
centaur.
small skin pouch on his waist, and he will pull out extremely red looking paste almost, and he just pulls it down his face with his hand, so his whole face is just red now.
If you want to get rid of us, vermin, then come.
Don't listen to him. When were you made?
I think the minute that Eri goes invisible, he just goes, "Fine, have it your way, but don't say you weren't warned."
No!
Kill him. And he turns away and just bounds away from you and out of the trees behind you.
Oh, shit. Minions.
No.
Be prepared because
More.
you're not going to like the look of these, I can tell you.
More seems to be just... Oh, jeez.
Oh no! Oh
That looks
no!
like some terror ass artwork right
I
there.
love those.
Oh, they are gross.
Oh, no.
That's
I'll
awesome.
I'll make one big
Hello.
so you can see it.
That's
But
fucking great. Look at
That's
that. Oh,
such an anime character. I'd already tell Dan loves this. Okay, yeah.
Ugh.
like I said 2 weeks ago, you don't want to see my Google history.
No. That is true.
So these 6 humanoid creatures, roughly human size and shape, start shambling. They have quite languid ways of moving, slightly sort of trailing their feet. They don't seem to be particularly dexterous. And as they come out of the tree line, you see that their arms seem to be quite elongated. They're about 2/3 the length of their body, and they're actually trailing on the ground when you add in the fact that there seems to be some sort of... You can tell that the arm has been taken off at the elbow and something else,
A longer arm has been
added
on.
at the bottom, but then that's been taken off at the wrist and some sort of claw or something has been attached instead of a hand.
This is what happens when you do too many Windows updates at once.
It's long arm boys V2.
Yeah, Dan showed it all over it. Long arm boys. Never skip arm day.
When
It's the bros.
It's the bros, Chad, Michaels. Yeah, I think with the disgust of knowing that he had laid in wait this ambush style, I think you'll just hear
Coward!
and Grash will just go running at these things.
Okay. Now, roll initiative.
I'll just add, as the creature jumps away, more will seem to like physically just stretch out after the creature. No, come back!
That's a 25.
Just hold on to what you're saying as well while I'm doing my own ones, and then I'll ask you, so bear with.
Look at this guy. Is there a larger version of that pic?
What picture?
Our new friend.
He made him big a moment ago.
No, like a full. Like, is there more to that picture? Is it cut down?
No, it's from the waist up, the whole picture, but I don't have the
No, the new
original
guy.
yet. Oh, the new guys? No, that's the whole picture.
Oh, I wanted.
Would you listen? We've got plenty of people in this community that do art, so have at it. Have at it. Long boys incoming.
Off. Should we do that, guys? Should we try and just make more monsters that this creature could have made? I mean,
Don't worry, I've got stacks of them.
Yeah, we need big tongue boys next.
Lick it out.
oh, I've
Just
got
imagine multiple tongues sewn onto each other.
Oh, God.
Blah, blah.
Just being like weighted down.
They are not flesh Pokemon.
Blah.
It's Chet, Miles, Jock, Lucas, and Fred.
Yes,
That's all canon, by the way.
it is.
The characters may not figure that out, but that's who they are.
Right, Eri, what's your initiative?
9.
Grash,
16.
Marion,
25.
and more. 15 was that.
That's how bad my singing is. Yes.
And it was almost so high pitched that my old man ears couldn't hear it.
It's also mostly your mic.
Yeah. So what arrangement? How are you? Obviously, you can't decide your thing. They're about 20 feet away from the edge of the camp. So how close were some of you to the bottom of the cliff? I take it more. You were quite close because you said you stepped forward. So you're
I was
sort of
walking forward.
Yeah. So I'll say you're about 10 feet from the edge of the cliff. Grash is probably closest to where fuck, what did I call them? I'm not going to say anyway. The Patchwork men, because you step back to look up and get a better view. So you're probably about 20 feet from them, if that's okay with you. Just shout out if I'm wrong. Where are Eri and Marion then, between Mor and Grash?
Oh, go ahead.
I wouldn't have walked very close to the creature. Maybe behind Eri's tent.
And Eri?
Area is invisible right at the entrance of the tent because they didn't move anywhere.
That's fine.
Because they can't move and be invisible at the same time.
Okay, that's fine. Marion, you're first in the initiative order, and you're about 45 feet from these critters.
Ugh. Just like the big guy, you guys lack color. So he's gonna use Fairy Fire to attempt to hit as many of them as possible.
What's the spacing, or the range? Not the range, the circumference or whatever of fairy fire.
It's 20-foot cube, isn't it? I believe.
It is
60-foot range, 20-foot cube diameter.
Yeah, 20-foot cube. That is correct.
You get 4 of them.
All right, so it is dexterity saving throw.
Okay. -2 to the rolls. These are not dexterity. The first one rolls 15, so that's a 13.
Yeah.
The second one rolls a 6, so that's a 4. Third one rolls another 15, so that's a second 13. And the last one rolls a 14, which is a 12.
So all fail because my DC is 14.
Oh. Nice. Nice.
And it's just going to take.
What color is your fairy fire?
It is same as before. They shimmer in a green, purple, shifting color. Oh no, scratch that. These guys are bright pink. They needed a bit more color.
Pimpin'.
Right, okay. There you go. Are you any movement or bonus actions?
I'm gonna move, let's say, 5 feet away from my position. I was 40 feet away from them, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm gonna be 45 feet away.
Okay, that's fine. They are second in the initiative order because they rolled natural 19 -2 to get a 17. And as Grash is first, all 6 of them are just going to surround you, Grash. And they are all going to try and chib you with these weird piercing things on their arms. So,
Let me taste my own blood.
first attack is a 12. Second attack is a 13. Fourth attack is a 19. Fifth attack is a 9. Sixth attack is another 9. Seventh attack is a 24. Eighth attack is a 10. Ninth attack is a 15. 10th attack is a 21. 11th attack is a 13. And the 12th attack is a 24. I think, was that 3 hits? 4 hits.
With one of them, I'm going to use my reaction to repost.
Does that do any damage reduction, or is it just an attack?
When a creature misses you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction. And
Alright, so
spend
that's
one
fine.
superiority die to make a melee weapon attack against the creature. If you hit,
Roll
you add
1d6.
superiority die.
Roll 1d6, and if you get 1, 2, 3, or 4, it's one of the fairy fired ones that has missed you, and you'll get advantage on the attack.
3.
So it's one of the fairy fire, so your rolls at advantage because of the fairy fire.
Natural 20.
Nice.
We'll get in there. I forget how to play my character, so give me 2 seconds.
Fucking hell, I'm rolling very well on the damage, I'm sorry.
That's all good, man. Let's see if I can get rid of one of them. That's 1d8. So that's 7 plus 4 is 11 plus 8 from the crit is 19 plus savage critical.
Mhm.
which is another.
It's another one of the damage dice again. You roll.
So I roll that one.
You roll that one. Yeah.
Okay. So what are we up to damage wise?
Sorry, I was counting my own damage. I wasn't.
Was it
actually
18?
listening there.
Yeah, it was 11 plus 19, plus 23.
Okay.
23 with a long sword into one of their armpits, please.
Yeah, that's fine. No
Yep.
problem. You give it a horrendous wound. Not only do you into the armpit, is it like a stab or an upward slash?
It's a lance. Straight, like almost at a diagonal through into his armpit. So, like, it's not going to be pleasant.
It takes the blow, but it's such a brutal thing. I think you can see now that because it's not very well put together, it's things like that, its arm comes away with the brutality of the blow. So it just comes away at the shoulder. Its ball joint sort of falls out of the shoulder and sort of lies on the ground. Doesn't seem to take any notice. It's got this horrible rictus grin where its lips have been taken away and stuff, and doesn't seem to react at all to such a grievous wound. But it does look very badly injured.
Now, I'm about to be very badly injured. Bring it.
32 points of piercing damage.
Sure.
Seems like a lot.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
get hit for a lot
joking.
of damage.
I rolled max damage on a lot of my dice, so that is, even though it was 4 hits, that is particularly high and way above the average.
Oh, that's an insane amount to be hit by, to be fair. But like that's also, those kind of creatures are dangerous. My character is the most likely to die. He always will be. It's what
Yes.
he does.
Yep.
So yeah.
Grash, you are third in the initiative, so it is now your turn.
So he stabs this armpit, then crank, all up in a heap. Let's see. Yeah, he's gonna attack. The lit up ones he's gonna be attacking. He's
I
gonna
take it you're going to start on the one you've already damaged.
Yes. Aiming for a decapitation if possible.
Mm-hmm.
19.
Yep, hits easily.
Okay. So that is a. Oh shit, that's the.
These
wrong
things
dice.
are, I should say, are naked. There is no armor or anything on them.
Okay. So that's 8 damage for that one.
Yep, 8 damage kills that one. So if you were going for a decapitation, absolutely you can just decapitate it.
I imagine he swings with the war pick and he just smashes through, pulls the head off, but like the head is still on the end of the pick.
Yeah, that's fine.
Almost like
There's a
coming
bit-
through his mouth
bit of
or something.
Spinal
Yeah.
cord columns come with it.
Yeah. So that's that attack. Okay, I'll go for my. Is this an extra attack now? Because that was my action. Do I get to attack twice on that action? I can't. I'm confused.
Do you as a fighter get 2 attacks at 6th level?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll get 2 main attacks, and then you can choose to make a third with your offhand weapon if you want, as a bonus action.
Okay. It's 19 again.
Easily hits.
That's full damage, so 8 plus 4, 12.
Did you roll with advantage?
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that's normal action.
Yeah, your normal
Extra
action
attack.
is 2 attacks.
Okay, so that's just the normal action so far.
That's just your normal action so far.
So now I'll go for my extra attack.
Which is your bonus, which uses your bonus action.
I don't believe it does because I took Dual Wielder. And that one, Dual Wielder, the feat, that takes the bonus action. So you get to do. We counted this off. when I was doing the upgrade.
Bear
Okay.
with me.
Because you have your action, you have your extra attack, and then I can also have my dual wielder.
Dual wielder. Yeah, so that's right. So you've had your 2 attacks from your action, and then you get your 3rd attack from your dual wielder.
Well, I thought the 2 attacks was just the normal action. Or is it like an action and then the extra attack is not part of that action? Or what way is it?
I don't understand what you're saying.
It's
The
me
extra
neither, I'm
attack-
confused, obviously.
You have an action, and when you take the attack action, you get to attempt 2 hits.
Okay.
You then can take a 3rd attack as a bonus action.
Ah, there you go. Okay, cool. Natural 19, so 20 something.
Yep.
And full damage again, so it's 12 damage again.
You look like you've got this one on the edge as well. Very badly damaged, hacking and slicing bits off it.
Yeah. So that's everything.
Cool. Marion. No, sorry, Moore. You are next.
More sort of stares up into the sky, and as he hears combat erupts, he just looks around and tries to focus on what the fuck these new creatures are. Could I roll something to try and figure out what they are, how they're made, anything about them?
Yes, but that would be your action if you choose to do so.
Yes.
Okay, absolutely you can. Roll. Let's just say a straight intelligence check.
Then I would also like to ask, are these aberrations, elementals, fiends, fae, or undead? Or any cult or extraplanar entity?
How would you be determining that?
No, it's for an extra thing that I have that I can use my lore dice on. I don't know. I can't determine if I have a thing.
I know you have a thing, but I think you would have to determine whether they were one of those things beforehand.
Okay, then I'll just roll a straight intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
13.
13. It's quite clear that he has put them together. They are like him. They don't have the intelligence of the person that you just spoke to, the thing you just spoke to, but it's almost like the monster trying to create something in its similar form, but not doing very well. Because although the tokens are all exactly the same and they're all on a theme, they don't actually look as similar as that in reality.
But they're all like humanoid.
They're all humanoid, but you taking time to look, that one might be an orc, that one might be a human, that one might be, oh god, is that actually Dragonborn scale, that's got bits pieced, all that sort of stuff. But they're all off a medium size humanoid.
Okay. Right, then I know. Thank you.
Bonus action or movement?
He moves away from them.
So you put it back, right up with your back to the cliff.
He moves the other way?
Yeah.
I've already been
That's
knocked out.
That's more all over. Eri, you're next.
Sweet. Ari, is there one, if I haven't moved at all, is there one within melee range of me? If it ran up next to Grash or something?
Yes, they're about 25 feet in front of you now.
It's fine. It's the moment I move, I uninvisible, but
Yes,
I'm gonna.
Because it's not the invisibility spell.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna use the element of surprise of suddenly there's a new combatant, and just sprint up and stab him in the back with with my Veil's blade.
That's fine.
Do I have advantage?
Yeah, I'll give you advantage. Are you attacking the same one as Grash or one of the other two that are fairy fired?
I'll attack one of the other two that are fairy fired. Just so we can split our damage. Oh god, those are 2 9s plus 4, 13.
Hit.
It's weird not having a crazy to hit anymore. 1d8, 2d8s, 3d8s. Yeah. 17 psychic damage.
Yep, absolutely takes them.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Next in the turn order, More, you feel something grasp round the bottom of your foot and start to coil around you, or attempt to coil around you at least. Almost
You mean
like
me?
No, More. There's something
back.
else
Oh,
in the
okay.
turn order.
Sorry.
It's not your turn yet.
Sorry,
As-
never interrupt.
As you feel something coil up around your body more, it's obviously something has crawled down the cliff from behind him. As you look down in horror, you see a grotesque sight, as it's almost the nervous system and intestines and viscera of a person with a head with sharp teeth on the top of it. And it is basically crawling up and around you like a snake.
What the hell are you?
So I'll give you all, because you all like a thing. I'll give you this one.
Ah.
Nah, no.
Oh, man.
Oh shit!
So it's basically like a people innard snake.
Yeah.
So much
Oh
nope
my
on the screen
God.
right now.
Fuck yeah.
So much nope. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This whole story is gonna be so much nope.
Look at it. Look at it. It's still got. It's dripping like liquid from it. See the ripples of water. Or
We
I
don't
mean,
need
it's
that.
great art, but nah.
it's amazing, Squid.
Thank you. So it is going to attempt to attack you with a lash to grapple you. So that is a 24 to hit. I think yes. Just
Yeah.
for the viewers, yeah. And then it is
Right.
going to tighten you in coils, and it is going to bite you. And that is a 23 to hit. And you take 9 piercing damage
Oof. Damn.
and are grappled.
Damn.
Marion, it is now you.
All right. So I'm gonna take. How far away are both parties of entities right now?
Actually, because of your movement your last turn, you're about 15 feet from Moore and you're about 20 feet from Grash. And Grash is, just so you know, to paint the whole picture, Grash is toe-to-toe with Eri. Not toe-to-toe, shoulder by shoulder.
This is tough. Could you have a look at my character sheet, Squid?
Yeah. What you want me to look at?
There is a feat called Mobile Flourish. Would that be able to get rid of the creature if it hits caught on more? Maybe that's a bit too meta, but it feels a bit semantic. Like we're into semantics right now. So that's why I have to ask.
Muted.
That would work. You would get the effect, but as it is grappled, it would have the same effect on more. Good thought, though. Very good thought.
Yeah, well, in that case,
Because it's something you know, your character will absolutely know that it wouldn't have an effect. So I don't mind you asking.
okay, good. Yeah, thank you very much for clearing that up. No, in that case, I'm going to head off to the other beasties and attack.
See you later, more.
Nah, just kidding. I'm gonna help more. I'm going running up 15 feet, right? And all right, so does a 21 hit?
Yes, it does.
Thank you. All right, so
I don't think lungs have an awful lot of a defensive effect.
true, but the image had a lot of smog or like smoke around it, so I thought maybe it could be like magical.
I know. Oh,
In
bear with
nature.
me. Sorry, there's someone at my door. I'll be back in a second.
Yep.
If you have received nightmares from watching Saviours RPG, please contact Dan Hobbs with your complaint.
He's part of the safety council. Or special council. Contact me with your complaints.
Sorry about that.
It's alright, what do we get?
Oh, yeah.
It's fresh coffee beans.
Nice!
Oh,
I love
delivered to the
coffee.
door. That's nice.
All right, so 10 on the die on
Yep.
the damage,
Okay, yeah.
and then sneak attack. That's 5 additional damage, plus 2 because I have the dueling weapon specialization. I think it's called.
Yep.
So
That's not a problem.
So all in all, that's
17 it was total.
yeah. And I'm going to expend one of my inspiration die to use one of my sword flourishes. And I'm gonna use the one called Defensive Flourish. So what happens now is when I hit, I can expend one die, and so it takes 4 additional damage. And then I add the number of that die to my AC until my next turn. So right now I have 22 AC until my next turn.
That's such a great I love that effect.
Yeah.
That's really good.
So what it looks like is he is almost taking on this wobbly stance, almost like a drunken stance.
Style. Nice.
Yeah, it's just
Drunken Miss Wu.
like imagine a cobra or a snake just moving to side, and he is
mimicking the writhing flesh that's coiled around more almost.
Or the
Yeah.
or the rolling
same sort of
seas.
sweep. Any bonus action or further movement? Because you've got a bit of movement left if you want.
No, I'm gonna stand here.
Okay, that's fine. It is the Smiley Boys. So, 2 of them are going to attack Grash, and 3 of them are going to attack Eri. So, the 4 attacks on Grash are
Don't hurt me.
natural 1, so that's a 6, an 11, so no, sorry, not 6, a 4, because they're only plus 3, an 11, which is a 14, and the other 2 are a 8, so that's 11, and the last one, Grash, is a natural 20.
Goodbye.
So, rolled very badly on the other dice. That's 14 damage.
Okay.
the dice gods take away and add and things and thing.
They take away and they add.
Yeah, numbers.
I was like, I think the last time I rolled like almost all sixes the last time, and then I rolled double ones on that dice to add to the crit. Eri, first two attacks on you are a dirty 20 and an 11.
1 hits.
12 and an 8.
Nope.
And an 18 and a 9.
2 hits. That's gonna hurt.
Well, you got away all right. 18 points of piercing damage.
Ah!
As they're just like jabbing up into you, like these sort of spikes that are sort of fused somehow to their wrists, which is of a different arm that is then put into the upper bit of the original body's arm. Weird looking things. But that's all they do. And Grash, it is your turn to respond.
Respond, I will.
Two of the 5 that are still around you are looking fairly badly hurt.
So a second wind.
Mm-hmm. So that's D10 plus your level, so D10 plus 6.
Yeah. So I regain 11 hit points.
Cool.
I shall attack. Oh, it's with advantage.
Yep, Fairy Fire's still up.
16 plus numbers.
Yes.
So the first one that's the wrong dice. That would have been really good, but that's I do not roll with the d12. That's good. That's full damage again. So that's 12 on the first attack.
You kill the one in front of you as well.
Turn my attention to the next lit up pink boy.
So that would be the one that Ares already attacking.
Well, that's a natural 20.
Nice.
That's 6 plus 4 is 10 plus 8 is 18 plus savage critical plus 6.
Had 19 hit points. So you killed 2 of them in that turn.
And with Dual Wielder, once on my turn, when you take the attack action and are 2 weapon fighting, you may make 1 attack as a bonus action. No, that's not what it is. I get the wrong thing. Oh no, you may make a 2 weapon attack in place of a reaction. Or is that a reaction weapon attack? Because I might not be able to do that.
Sorry, read that out again.
So, while 2 weapon fighting, you may make a 2 weapon attack in place of a reaction weapon attack, such as an opportunity attack. So it's only if I got an opportunity attack I can use that. All right, okay. I thought it was instead of if I wanted to use a reaction I could do it. Okay. Misread.
It basically means you get 2 attacks as a reaction instead of 1. But one of them you don't get your proficiency bonus on, because that's the way that thing works, I think.
Well,
Anyway.
I probably would, wouldn't I? With having
If you have 2 weapon fighting.
I would.
Of course, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that's.
Yeah, you do. Anyway, that's not what that is, and you don't have a bonus action because you've already used that for your.
No, I wasn't trying to use it over the bonus. Yeah, I read it wrong.
That's fine. Super. Any movement? Probably not, but I better double check. More. It is you. You have a slimy, as I say, central nervous system, intestines, and other sort of vital organs of a humanoid wrapped around you with a woman's head on the top of it that's biting you.
Right. Quite the pickle.
Oh, I like that, Dan. The Viscera Viper. I know you might have done that a while ago, but I didn't. I didn't
No,
see
it's just
that
new.
chat.
Think.
That's good.
Right. Remind me, am I able to cast spells while I'm being grappled?
Yes, all it does is it reduces your movement to nil.
Ah, okay.
You can attack and do anything else as normal, but it reduces your movement to nil.
Right.
You can do a contested strength check if you want to try and escape from the clutches.
Dan said
But
it's
that would
either
be an
Viscer
action.
Viper or Nervous Noodle.
But now I know I'm gonna win that strength check, so I'm gonna pick the more difficult option.
Quite right.
More looks down at the creature and goes, "Let's see how mindless you are." And there's a arcane sort of light explodes from his face, and he uses magic missile and explodes out of his mouth and eyes down at the.
Wow. And they're just auto hits, so just roll the damage.
Very cool.
Ooh, let's see, 4, 3, and a 2. Right.
Nine on the dice plus 3, 12.
Yep.
Yep. Does not like that. Snarls at you. Any bonus action? I was about to say movement, but you can't do so.
Right. I don't think I actually have.
Into the mic.
Let me look. That was what I was thinking about before, though. Like, I couldn't have used mage armor against an attack like that, right?
Mage armor, you. Well, yeah.
Which one is the one I'm thinking?
The way this is one of these ones is that it attacks you, and if it hits, it can choose to grapple you instead of doing damage. So mage armor could potentially have helped in that situation. It wouldn't in all grapple situations, and more not being a particular fighter probably wouldn't understand the intricacies of it. But for you as a player, it would have helped in that situation. Yes.
Okay. Right. Right. So I've got no spells that would help, or like I got no bonus
cantrips.
actions once.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay, that's fine. Airy. The one in front of you has been struck down by Grash, and there's one bright pink one left and 2 others, and all 3 of them are unharmed.
Sweet. Is the bright pink one like more than 5 feet away from me?
No. Because they're all surrounding Grash, so they're all pretty
Okay.
much that same distance from you. If you've sort of gone up there.
Nope. I'll move back and throw my weapon because it has the light thrown property because of the spell.
How far do you move back?
15 feet.
Okay. As you move back, they take opportunity attacks against you.
Ooh, how many do? Because if it's more than one, I wouldn't move.
They're long boys. I'm presuming they.
Probably only one of them because no, there'd be 2 of them actually.
Oh, never mind. I'll stay in melee then. It's scary, but I don't want to take extra hits. I'll just cut him.
Cool.
Cut Pinky.
So with advantage.
Yay! 22.
Hits.
Not as big. 8 damage.
Okay.
And bonus action, I will heal Grash.
Ah, nice.
Yes.
What a novel concept.
with my vape.
Didn't you heal me for like 1 point the last time?
Yeah, it didn't work out so well.
And
Fine.
yeah.
I heal you for 9 points this time,
All right, well that's
and you get 3 temp HP
on top of that.
on top of that.
Okay.
So I heal you for 12.
I like that. That's really cool, actually.
Yeah.
Seems... Temp HP is not to be underestimated.
Oh
It
no,
is fantastic.
you saved the hell out of you.
Is that you done?
That's me
it
done.
is our good friend, the Viscera snake viper thing around more. It is going to bite you twice. You also actually, more as well, make a perception check. As it rolls a 19 and a 12 to hit.
That was an 8 perception.
8 perception. You see fuck all.
Yep.
I take it that's only one hit though. Your armor class is more than 12, isn't it?
I'll use reaction to cast shield on myself.
Okay, that's fine. Does that mean both of them miss?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
get a
cool.
+5.
So as it sort of bites down this, well, what does we've not seen you cast shield before. What does the shield look like as its jaws seem almost set to clamp down on you again?
His form seems to almost have like something moving beneath it, and as it clamps down, there's almost like a presence inside that doesn't seem to sort of permit it to clamp down, and there's almost like a searing sound, like it's burning the inside of its mouth. Yeah, but it seems to happen under the robes, so there's something under there that...
Nice. Again, really creepy robes.
There's something under those robes, damn it.
Yeah.
Did I mention I went to Catholic school?
I don't think anybody wants to see under your robes. Marion, back to you.
Am I the lady?
Like a perfect gent.
Yeah, I believe in equality. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You can also make, before you do so, you make a perception check as well.
The perception is a crit.
Okay. You are certain that this seems to be healing itself in some way.
Yeah, that's not cool.
It's still damaged, but definitely some of the damage seemed to have repaired.
Okay. Alright. He doesn't think too much about that more than it really needs to die fast. And that won't do it because I rolled an 9 to hit.
That's with your modifiers on it.
Yes. I rolled a 3 on the die.
Even lung flesh can deflect a 9. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, apparently so. Sorry, Moore. Well, how is Moore looking?
Moore's looking alright.
Oh.
He's damaged, but probably just as much as the Viscera Viper.
Probably equally as healthy.
I mean, to be fair, it is like a mask, so it's pretty fucking and weird robe. So he could have 1,000 hit points, or he could have 1. You probably wouldn't know much difference.
Don't give that away.
That is true. Alright. Very well. He looks over to Grash and...
You see that they seem to be kind of starting to deal with the other creatures. There's 3 of them dead. Another one of them wounded.
Yeah, well... Sorry, Grash, but I can't let your adventure end here anytime soon. So he's going to cast a healing word on Grash and attempt not to sew together his bloody wounds, but it's
Yeah.
more like a breath of fresh air.
Okay.
So that's a 4 plus 3, so yeah, 7.
Nice. Just in time for these horrible sort of smiling creatures to attack again. So there's now 1 on Grash and 2 on Eri. So the 1 on Grash rolls a 4 and an 8, which both miss. And the 2 on Eri roll.
Can I riposte the one that missed me, please?
Yes, you can do.
Yeah. Is it one that I get advantage on or no?
Yes, it is the one with advantage.
Natural 20.
Fucking hell.
I'm so weak.
Fairy fire is pretty good sometimes.
6 plus 4,
It
10.
is literally just the way they
18.
split and which ones have died, Eri.
Tw-
They've not changed targets because they're pretty mindless.
23 points of damage to that one.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
It's fucking close to
Dead.
die.
Yeah.
It's not quite.
That guy's fucking dead.
Is that a reaction?
Yes.
If that's so, then you should use your offhand weapon as well, thanks to your feet, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were just talking about it.
Then let's finish him off, shall we? Natural 20 again.
Beautiful.
Like,
You go
He's dead.
fairy
I
fire.
promise you, I don't load my dice at all.
You know that? I know you don't. You've
But
had
that's
like
insane.
5 nat 20s. Yeah. You know it'll all be 1s when it really matters.
It kind of
That
matters now.
saves. Don't add your ability modifier. I don't think.
I do because I have dual
You
fighting.
have that. Yeah, because you're fancy boy.
So that is 9 plus 8 is 17 plus 6 is
Add 5 hit points left.
23. So he splatters.
Yeah.
That's a reaction. Okay, carry on.
Double crit.
All right, go ahead
Beautiful.
and kill me with these 2 guys now.
Well, no, because I think one of them is one of the ones on you, so you now only get 1 hit. So I rolled 2 before, so I'm just going to roll a fresh dice. So because I couldn't, I don't know which one's which. So that's a 5. So that was good.
I'm
and
alive.
Its second attack is an 8. So you
I'm
survive.
alive. I don't have very high AC, but I like being in the melee range.
Yeah, I know. Grash, it is now your actual turn. There are 2 smiley boys left.
Smiley boys. Very well. Oh, and they are not lit up like Christmas trees. They're just regulars.
These are just regulars, yeah.
Okay. 12 plus 7.
Yes, 19 hits.
Yeah. 4 plus 4.
Mhm.
That's 8
Yep.
on that one. We'll attack him again. 14 plus 7, so let's hit again.
Yep.
7 plus 4, 11 on that one.
Yep.
And so that's my action and my bonus action. Is it?
Did you make 3 attacks or
No,
2?
just 2. 2.
Oh,
so that's my
just your action.
attack and my extra attack. And so now I
Yes.
can make a third
As a
As a
bonus.
bonus action.
as a
yes.
bonus.
Correct.
We'll get there eventually, guys. 15.
Who said fighters were the easiest class?
I don't know about that. So
15 hits.
there's less to keep track of than a bard. I stand by that. And that's full damage, so it's 12 damage.
Yep.
On him. Is he still up?
Still up.
Action
Looking
surge.
Very rough, but still up.
He will action surge.
So you get another 2 attacks.
That's a natural 18 on the first roll. And a 12 plus 7 on the second roll, so both hit.
Just roll the damage one at a time because you may kill it on one attack
Okay.
potentially.
Yeah, so that's the 12 on the first one.
You kill that one, so you can move your second damage to the remaining one.
Yep. 10.
Yep. And again, these things, there's no emotion. They got this rictus grin, but they're not actually laughing or making noise. They don't seem to react at all when their compatriots are chopped down around them. They're just mindlessly following the order that they were told to kill you all. Just not doing it very successfully. That's all your turns done. So it is more.
Oh my god. Right. What do I do now? It's repairing itself.
More doesn't know that though, because you failed a perception check to notice that.
Fuck, it's on me, it's on my person.
It's coiled around you like a constrictor snake. But it's not
Yeah.
just like this main body, which is
Bladders
the intestines. There's bladders and there's kidneys and livers and like lungs. But there's also coming out of the spine, there's like the central nervous system, the main nerves in the body.
You
and
see, the
stuff like that.
spine
It's
is actually just
grotesque.
a succession of kneecaps.
There's no bone at all, so there's no spine. It is just the central.
How are you getting
spinal
killed by
cord.
this?
I am a wizard.
Yeah, but it's so fleshy.
Yeah, like
Just
I'm
poke it.
being
It'll hurt
So
it.
fleshy.
Yeah.
if I played a cannibal, then this would just be the food just running into my mouth. Let's see. We'll cast. Damn it. I have no offensive spells at all, except like Fireball
That's pretty
and Magic
offensive.
Missile. No, yeah, sure, but I can't cast Fireball right now.
But you can.
Yeah.
It's ill-advisable, but you can absolutely do it.
If Alton taught me
I
anything,
can.
it's that it's always an option.
Oh yeah. No matter what we lose, it's fine. Yeah, I'm not bitter. Let's cast. You know what? Let's cast Magic Missile at level.
At level what, sorry?
3.
Yeah.
3 is when it's I don't know. It's a good number. 4 and you're kind of wasting. I
So
think.
it's what,
Yeah.
4 plus 5?
4, 5. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Yep. You're right.
Shouldn't be 5. One more
Five.
dart for each slot level above.
So
Yeah,
it's
so you
3,
get
4,
3
5.
at 1, 4 at 2, 5 at 3.
Okay, so the first 2 were bad. That's 3 total. And that's 3 again. Fuck's sake. Right. So it'll be 6, 7, 8 plus 5, 13. That's such a
13 damage.
waste of a third.
Okay. Any bonus action? Still no bonus action spell
Nope.
to use, I take it. Nope, that's fine. Eri, it's you.
Hey!
So you are about 30 feet away from Moore, so you can get there with one round of movement if you want to, but there is still one of the smiley boys in front of you, so there would be a single opportunity attack should that happen.
To get to Moore to heal him. But I can just shoot my vape juice at him. I'm gonna kill the smiley boy with
Okay.
an attack. I imagine it's not advantage, just regular roll.
It's just
murder.
regular, yeah. The It's now pink, shiny corpses on the ground, but the remaining one is not.
I don't think the 6 will hit, will it?
No, it doesn't.
That's a shame.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell you, they've got an AC of 8. She came close, but sorry, 6 don't cut it.
Should have used the dex save one. I will I'll shoot a heal at Mort.
Nope.
I'll shoot 2 to be nice. And get 2 1s. Yeah. You heal for 7. And gain 2 temporary HP.
What's that face, Terror?
I don't know.
No.
I don't have
I'm just-
big heals.
I don't know. I think you might take damage.
No.
No.
No, we've talked about this before, Terror.
Okay, how much was it? 7 and 2 temp?
Yeah. Also, it's super god magic. So
And
you get heal for 7. You get 2 temp HP.
yes, it is the Viper next. And then after this, how's everyone for time? Because I know we're over time. Do we finish the fight, or does anyone need to get away? Because I know we're a wee bit past our usual finishing time.
Well, we're about to get raided.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Oh,
No, we
Probably-
can keep going.
It'll
Absolutely.
probably only be another 10 or 15 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, we'll
just
wrap
to
up
get
this combat.
get this combat out of the way, and then a wee bit of sort of housekeeping afterwards, and then that'll be it.
Yeah.
The Viscera Viper is going to multi-attack you more, and it rolls. Fucking hell! It rolls double 10s on its 2 attacks.
well, I've already said it, so have you.
What's the flavor of shield? Bear with me.
Reaction. Until the start of your next turn, you have a +5 AC, including against the triggering attack. Unless I'm missing something here.
Right, no, what the casting time is, one reaction which you take when you are hit by an attack. So you don't lose that spell because those attacks didn't hit you in the first place.
Oh, okay. Nice. Thank you, Squid.
That's okay. I'm being fair. I mean, I'll happily murder you all, but I will do it by the rules.
Per usual.
The shield that you get the opportunity to reaction if something would normally have hit you. So
Oh,
you don't get that reaction because those attacks would have failed normally anyway.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So where are we now? We are back to Marion, to the top of the turn order. You see your friend Moore with the intestines and the central nervous system of a humanoid wrapped around him, with a rather attractive female head at the top of this all, trying to bite him.
Hello, sailor.
Well,
So
It because you noticed before, it also seems to have healed again.
all right. So I'm gonna attempt it somewhat. I'm gonna use my attack him. Let's see first. That's 17 plus 6, so 23.
Absolutely hits. Funnily enough, intestines are not difficult to hit
Weird.
when
weird.
they're external to the body.
I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Max damage on the sword die, so that's an additional. So 11 damage on the weapon.
Cool.
7 points of sneak attack damage. And Yeah, I'm gonna use my the mobile flourish.
Yeah.
Even though it wouldn't work, but I'm gonna see if I can move it away somewhat.
Yeah, okay.
So he takes an additional 6 damage on that. So 11 plus 7, so 24 in total.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm moving both of them away 11 feet. Just to see if I can maybe, I don't know, make it run into a rock or something. Terror run into a rock or something so he would trip.
Oh yeah, you can absolutely do that.
Yeah.
And to say, if you're going to do that mobile attack and then push them into the thing back, I'll get them both to take more and the creature both take 4 bludgeoning damage as you sort of slam them into the rock behind.
Yeah. Sorry, more.
That sounded like Cyric.
It's a little bit.
Viciously attempting to get this thing off you.
Any movement or bonus action?
No, I'm feeling quite good standing right here. So
Awesome. Zomboy is going to attack. Oh no! Did it die last turn? No, it didn't.
No, there's
Did it?
one. There's one still up.
Oh, I missed.
That's what you did. It is going to attack you, Eri, because it's the one that is on you, I'm afraid. A 6 and an 18.
Barely. It wasn't barely.
What are you saying, Squid?
11 damage.
Ow!
And that's their go over. So you're down to you, Grash. There is one injured smiley boy.
Please murder him.
He's mine.
Yeah, because I missed.
20, dirty 20.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
For 10.
Mm-hmm.
15.
That kills it.
Yay!
Whoa,
There
whoa,
are
whoa,
no
whoa.
smiley boys left.
Hold the phone. 15 was to hit him.
Oh, 15 was 7. Sorry, I thought that was
Oh,
damage.
they
Yeah,
said
yeah.
dirty 20. Oh.
No, it was dirty 20, and I gave you the
Yeah.
damage. But I had the 15
Sorry,
was just to
yes.
hit him. Sorry.
That does hit, because they've got, I told you last round, they've
Yeah.
got 8 AC.
So 12.
12 still kills him.
Okay.
Okay.
How far away is Slurms Mackenzie there, the one that's on Moor?
30 feet.
I run over there. I can just about get there.
Yeah, you can get there.
We'll come down on this slurmy thing with my war pick. Into the liver.
So I'll show the picture big again.
Yeah, into the liver with you. Natural 19.
Hit.
10 damage. And
Yep.
a puncturing of whatever I can hit.
Yeah, like chop a lung off.
Yeah, I'll take that lung with me.
A new act.
Cowards.
They don't understand.
How was how was talking with it going more?
It doesn't understand.
Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
And with that is your turn, More.
Right. So at this point, Moore will also seem to start leaking black ichor from his hands. It's just pouring out, and he's like, ugh! Right. So we're using. Yeah, we're using frostbite on the creature.
Oh, okay. Is that an attack roll or a saving throw?
Target makes a Constitution saving.
16.
That was it.
15, mother.
Is it half damage or is there nothing at all?
Well, it's a cantrip, so there's nothing.
Oh, is it a cantrip? All right, sorry. Any bonus action? Or are you just going to sit there and then enjoy the loving cuddle that
Of course I am.
somebody else's vital organs, central nervous system are giving
Some
you?
people pay for this type of pleasure.
Eddie.
I will call down the Veil's flame upon that intestined bitch.
Jesus.
Okay.
I'll say.
So, dexterity saving throw, please.
That is a natural 1.
I think that's a fail. I do. Holy fucking shit. 19 damage.
Very nice.
I think at this, it's not dead, but I think with that.
That was radiant damage.
I think that with that, you don't kill it, but you basically cut it off in half, and it's now just like a kidney and a liver and one lung flopping around with a head on the ground, and the bottom half and the majority of its tail has been cut away, and it has released its grasp on more.
Ugh, I didn't expect it to do that much.
Amazing.
Thank you,
Horrible.
Veil.
It is going to, because it's unless you've got any bonus action or movement.
Bonus action. Nah, I'll just chill here.
It's going to try and whip more with the remainder of its tail.
I love that even when more is free, it's just gonna like. For some reason, it just hates the old dude.
It does a 22 and a 21.
Does that hit you?
Damn. Oh no, come on, man. My plate armor.
Yeah, right. 15 bludgeoning damage.
Fuck.
Oh.
There's a lot of weight behind its liver. You can kind of tell
Its
that
liver.
whoever's body this was made from, they were probably had a
Hard drinker.
heavy drinker. So it's quite a hardened liver.
It's like
a
razor
weaponized
blades.
liver. Yeah. And there's a lot of extra weight behind it.
Rum drinker, huh?
Definitely a Scotsman. And that is its goal. So, Marion, it's back to you at the top of the order. There is now a head and bits and pieces left on the ground at Moore's feet, but it's still trying to hit him with bits of itself.
Enough fun times, kill it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Actually, roll me a perception check before you do.
If it bleeds, you can get it.
23.
You've noticed it did not heal this turn.
Okay. That's good. Let's see if I can finish it off then. All right. So that's a 14.
Yep, hits.
So that's 6 on the die plus another 6.
So what does it look like when you kill it, as it only had 5 hit points remaining?
Well, it's more like the way I imagine it, the thing is just flopping about right now, so he's just trying to find a good point to stab it.
It's just being a floppy boy.
Because there, you can almost like put your foot on it to sort of stop its head moving around, and just put your blade straight through its head.
Yeah. You know, almost like spawning a fly.
Yeah.
You just have to wait until there's a moment where you can actually hit it.
Absolutely. And with that, you're out of combat. We have run over a wee bit because we usually only play till 7 our time, or 8 our other friends' time, and I don't know whatever time it is there in the colonies for Jabber. But why don't we deal with the aftermath of this to start with next week? Does that suit everybody?
Sure.
Sure does.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I will do the wrap up because while I may not have weird things that Donbro sent me, I have Dan, and Dan messages me who follows every session.
Okay, that works.
That works as well.
I choose Dan for this.
Danbot.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So at least on my end, I would like to thank Vic Destruct 27. I believe they followed during the session because that number looks like it was a 28 and is now a 29.
Yes.
I would like to thank Shaka Panda, Vic, and Dan all for hosting us because that is very nice of them. And
Thank you,
we
boys.
appreciate all the spreading that we can do.
Well, we enjoy the spread.
What?
Yeah.
What does
And
that even
then-
mean?
Spreading our name around.
Okay.
A spread.
Don't question.
Like a charcuterie. We will be back next week, barring any sickness, illness, death. And I mean, if someone dies, we probably will be here
Yeah, I mean, if
actually
some-
to do like a morning session.
Someone was
but
dead,
Yeah.
it probably wouldn't be back, but yeah.
We do have
If
2
someone
other
dies,
streams.
I'll stream.
Yeah, Jabber just do a stream.
Yeah. Dombro and myself will be jumping back into Sea and Thieves with Vic and Dan as well as 4 Idiots in a Boat continues.
That's a lot of fun.
7 BST on Wednesday. And then Emerald and I on Thursday. I don't think we've not got exact time, but we'll put that on our Twitter. We are going to do a world building stream to look at the seas and oceans of the ribbon.
I believe we said somewhere 5 to 7 my time,
Yeah,
so
so
that would
Build
no
6 to
5
8.
to 7 your time, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got annual leave from work this week, so I can fit in with you if you want to do it earlier or later. So
Wonderful.
we'll just leave it with check our Twitter for the exact timings, and you and I can decide that in the next couple of days.
There's a lot of
So
Please turn in for that.
stuff.
That would be really awesome.
So in spite of ourselves, we've kind of sort of stumbled across a schedule, which is kind of hilarious because we're not very good at those.
And a theme for next week, an ocean theme.
And well, I wasn't kidding. I am trying to save up for a new computer.
Yeah. Jab wants to take a
so
Saturday shift.
I would love to be able to stream better things for you guys because I would be streaming video games, but my computer doesn't let me stream like
And play.
intensive games
Yeah.
and play at the same time. And there's so many games I want to play
That aren't.
that I can't. That aren't just
Unity.
single player games.
Yeah.
So I'm saving up for that.
We're good.
So that'll be coming soon. I wasn't kidding. I am buying a cosplay. So I will, once that's done, I will be wearing that on stream. So don't.
Awesome.
Sweet.
It might be a while. It's for next year's con, but it's Ubisoft For Honor cosplay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Gonna be a Viking or a samurai?
He's gonna dress up as the
Ooh,
hawk in the
nice.
trailer.
A knight.
Fuck yeah, a knight.
Do people still
Nerd.
play For Honor?
Dork.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
came out with a new expansion.
Yeah.
It was free a little while ago, so I got it when it was free.
Yeah.
Of course it was free. Never.
I like the idea of that game.
It's fun.
It's
It's
pretty
just
cool,
glorified
actually.
rock paper scissors.
I Rochambeau you for it.
I've never ever heard it better described.
That's exactly what it is, though.
Yeah.
A lot of games are actually that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just more honest about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's fun, and I've been doing the story of it, and I love the story of it, and I'd love to play through it again on stream just because it's just the story mode is so fun.
Jab, what's the sorry, I know it's a bit off topic. What's the game that came out recently that's period
The one you wanted.
first person?
That's the one that Dan said in
Mordau.
chat.
No,
I
not
wanted
Chivalry.
that.
Chivalry's old as all hell.
Lord, how I
Mo-
wanted that too.
That looks
good.
kind of good. That looks kind of good. All right. Well, listen. I think that's us for the week.
That's
Well,
all I think.
I'm gonna attempt, but this could just be. If I get it to work, I'm probably gonna be attempting to stream Classic.
Same.
Once it's
I was thinking that
when
too.
it releases.
I
It's out in,
resubbed
like,
yesterday.
a couple of days. I did it today,
Oh,
and
what-
I've locked in my names and
Oh
everything.
no!
So
Where are you?
I can give you the details,
Off-stream,
so we
off-stream.
could probably get something to.
Off stream.
Wonderful.
Why?
Let's make it
Why
happen.
this fucking temptation? I've been cleared for like years now.
Clean for years.
You must come
Yeah,
back.
It's classic,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I know,
Psych.
man, and I can feel it.
Want
Like,
to go to
I
that
wake up in the
dungeon?
morning
Hope you've got half a day to walk there.
If I can't be a goat person, I'm not gonna play.
I don't think you can be. So that's
You can't
good.
be a Tauren.
That's alright. No, that's
Well,
a
what the fuck?
cow.
is a gold
All
person?
right, you guys
Yeah,
see you next week. We'll post on our Twitter what games and streams will be coming up as we get more into it. I updated our Ko-Fi finally.
Oh yeah.
We have a Ko-Fi. I updated it with our new RPG name and everything. So if you just want to, it's ko-fi.com/SavioursRPG. If you want to just go in there and slap a couple bucks for my computer, and we'd love to
Oh wow, subscription.
for all of our WoW subscriptions. Please go. And,
Do you want to see us gank noobs in the Arathi Highlands?
I am
Give
a
money.
noob, so I will never make that claim.
Which
Fine.
side are you on, Horde or Alliance?
Alliance always.
Let's
Alliance.
stream so I
Yeah.
can stop listening to WoW chat. I have no
So,
interest in it at all.
we will see you all. We will see you all at least sometime this week. And
Bye.
in our classic ending fashion,
Calm down, Scott.
Should we run
I don't have
UPRS?
anything to say. Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so
Take
much
care,
for
guys.
joining us. We'll be back
night,
again
everybody.
during the week. All timetables are available under here. Bye.
Keep those dice shitty.
That's
Thank you,
not a
Jabber.
thing to say.
That
Goodbye.
was perfect.